people how to play in the esports domain, putting that knowledge to the test for some live commentary, and also showing how much fun this game can be with all the things that we're used to. But like Artie said, adding cards, adding that tactical element and the hero shooter element. You've worked with the dev team. This has got to be exciting for you to see come to fruition.
Yeah, this is a really big day for me. FragPunk is just the culmination of a lot of really cool ideas that we have never really seen combined in the FPS space. It's a tactical shooter. It has this card element that makes every single round feel unique and different. It's also a hero shooter. All these things are going to come together today with TenZ versus Shroud, and I'm really excited to see what ends up happening during this match.
So many of you have heard what Artie and Macro started to explain, but you've seen the bigger picture, the big plot, which is these two names, these giants in FPS, some of the most acclaimed current and former tactical gamers from CSGO all the way to Valorant, going toe-to-toe in this new game to see who really has the reins. It's Shroud and TenZ. So let's walk you through the format of how they will be competing, because they have gone to the lengths that you could possibly go to make this competitive. It's not that 50-person rivals that you've seen before. There's only 8 participants each day, including plus Shroud and TenZ. So it'll be a total of 10 players each day, going head-to-head 5v5 and swapping teams throughout the day in different game modes, allowing Shroud, TenZ, and their competitors to really see who's got the mastery over a map. And Artie, as we get into it, you're taking a big look at it for those at home. We're going to have not just one mode. It's going to be a ton of different modes. And we're going to have not just one mode. It's going to be a ton of different modes.
Before we get into that, classic search and destroy type game mode. Before we get into classic search and destroy type game mode. Before we get into Shard Clash, the captains, Shroud and TenZ, they got to figure out who they want on their team. We're going to do that through 4 games of tryouts. Game 1, that's going to be deathmatch with the Vicious only. The Vicious is the Deagle equivalent, so this will be a great way to start the day off with some raw aim skill before moving into Game 2, which is Team Deathmatch. The teams here are going to be formed based on individual placements from Game 1, and we'll play 2 games so that each team will play once with Shroud and once with TenZ. On Game 3, we're going to move on to Glunite Grab. If you're familiar with Kill Confirmed, you'll know how this works. And again, each team will play once with Shroud and once with TenZ. Then, moving on to Game 4, that's going to be Rocketeers. You got the Broker Rocket only, with teams being formed based on damage scores from Game 3. And this is going to wrap up the tryouts and help TenZ and Shroud to see good macros on movement and timing on these players, regardless of their aim. Speaking of which, Macro, why don't you tell us about how the draft is going to work?
The draft is going to be a really exciting feature here. The Duel Master game mode is going to be used here, which, if you are familiar with FragPunk, it's that 1v1 showdown at the end that is super hype, but it's just Shroud, it's just TenZ, and the winner of this will be the one that gets to pick their team first. They're going to be first in the draft. So, excitingly, they can see in the tryouts who is the best, pick those players, and hopefully they have one in mind when they're going into this draft. And of course, the actual show match. So once these teams are finalized, we're going to be playing Shard Clash, the ranked version. That means that the Shard cards, there's going to be some Shard cards that can be banned and Shard cards that are going to be bought each round, and it's going to just completely change the entire way that the game is played. It is the premier game of FragPunk. And when it comes to map selection, obviously the duel winner, the winner of that previous duel, will also choose the maps as well. And there's a lot of different maps to choose from, as well as choosing which side attacks first and defends first. So we're going to be playing a ton of these different matches throughout, and then see who will be our victor, best of 3.
You know, it's amazing, great breakdown, guys, of what the elements are going to shift to each and every game. So if you're watching, every moment matters, especially at the end. Who will have played a lot in the beta as well? I know you touched the beta, Macro, and of course you as well, Artie. We'll see how many players competing today did as well. But what are they playing for? I mentioned 100,000 prize pool, but it's split up a little differently. This time, if you're on the second place team out of 2, you're getting 4,500 per player. If you're on the first place team, you show up and you win, you're getting $5,500. That's different. Normally, we scale it down based on placements, but for this, we wanted to make a statement. Yes, you're going to get money for being a part of it. We invited some top-tier FPS creators to make sure we put on a show, but then what we're really playing for, guys, is the chance to be able to say, I won. The very first, the only first there will be FragPunk showdown, and especially for Shroud versus TenZ, which captain is going to come out on top. As we look at the players who will be participating in day one, we'll have a new fresh list of faces in day two, but day one, Artie, walk me through who stands out to you here for our 8 that will be joining Shroud and TenZ shortly.
I mean, there is some exciting history on some of the players here. I mean, Justin goes way back with Shroud, back to the CS and PUBG days. Konpeki and Average Jonas, they're actually coming from Valorant, with Jonas cooking lineups for years, and Konpeki and TenZ actually competing on the same roster back in 2022. That was, of course, before Konpeki moved on to Valorant coaching, like myself. So knowing that, moving into FragPunk, there's a ton of crossover where that coaching experience can really come in handy. But Macro, what about you? Anyone else that you want to spotlight here?
I do want to spotlight Grenadier Jake, because I'm a big Destiny fan. I actually was just recently like streaming Destiny, but basically only plays like the PvP trials. Like it's really difficult Destiny PvP mode, but mostly plays it on controller and is now going to be playing on mouse and keyboard today. So I really am excited to see how that transfers over, because you know, being a controller player mostly and going to mouse and keyboard for a big tournament, that could be really scary. There's also a couple other players here that are pretty solid as well, like Catgun, who's been playing a ton of Rainbow Six in the past, and I think there's a lot of overlap when it comes to Rainbow Six and a game like FragPunk.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you mentioned, I think, you know, throughout these kind of days of getting prepped, and a lot of commentators as well, whether it's on YouTube or whether they're exposing some tips on Twitch, have mentioned that some of those recoil patterns, some of the way that the game feels and shoots does really mirror a lot of those things you might be familiar with in Rainbow Six, but it's taking elements from so many different games. That's why I feel like it's going to be hard to tell who's going to have the edge. I mean, you know, who was the better Apex player? Who was the better Rainbow Six player? Who was the better Valorant player, CSGO player? Every single one of these, dare I say Paladins? I mean, cards? Let's go. I mean, every single one of these has an opportunity to pull from different mechanics in these games, which is why I'm excited to ask our 2 juggernauts of the FPS kingdom their thoughts on what they're most looking forward to as we jump into an interview with Shroud and TenZ themselves. Let's see what they've got to say, guys. As of course, Twitch Rivals is about interacting with the communities. There they are, TenZ and Shroud. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello. We're good. I'm good.
I love it. I love it. Guys, you know, we're excited for today. This is obviously a showdown between, you know, 2 FPS names. You would have to be asleep for the last probably 5 with FragPunk, because this game is a blend of so many different games that we've all played. Shroud, what to you stands out as something that is the difference in this game as to what aspect you think either you could take advantage of, or you're just most excited to see how it plays out in a more competitive setting?
I mean, for me, it's probably like the elephant in the room, which is the shard cards, because like the shard cards create a way to, like, tech shooters are really just like really every round kind of be different, and you have to adapt to each different round based off of the cards that happen. So that's the part that's most interesting to me. I don't know how the players are gonna get accustomed to that and like what the strats are gonna be out of it. But I'm curious to see, because I know in ranked and in competitive play there's bans and picks and all that stuff, which really shakes it up. So that's what really resonates with me, is the shard cards.
Awesome. And I mean, TenZ, I want to hop it over to you. I mean, obviously, you know, we both share a lot of Valorant background, a lot of Valorant history, and I know that you've actually had a lot of hands-on time with this game. Your card that's actually in the game, Leader of the Dead, I believe. I'm excited to see, hopefully, that gets used. But I guess for Shroud, it's the shard cards. What about you? What's your favorite aspect? Is it the Lancers? Is it the cards? Is it the gunplay?
I mean, I think also for me, it's similar to what Shroud's answer is, which is the cards. I think it kind of adds just like the right amount of chaos into the game. There's a lot of like pretty ridiculous cards that make the game pretty fun and exciting. And yeah, some of the cards are just wild, to be honest. Like especially like Shroud's card, my card. There's some crazy ones out there.
Yeah, I just have one quick question. In your hand are those Magic the Gathering cards? Getting them ready to help you get some power up?
Shard cards a game, shard cards at a game.
We said cards, man.
You said cards in his brain and immediately picked up those. We love that. I love that. So, real quick question for both of you. What is like your go-to Lancer that you're going to be trying to like showcase for us? Are you going to pick a bunch of variety ones you kind of don't really care, or is it like hollow point one trick? What is it?
Ooh. For me, I think I'm gonna kind of change it, but I'm a big sonar guy on defense, and then on attack, I'm usually, as weird as it is, I've tried Jaguar a lot, and I haven't really kind of been able to make it work. So Hollow Point's a good one, because then you could kind of have like an SMG and a sniper. So probably the two ones are gonna be sonar and Hollow Point for me. Spoiler.
And then for me, I've been dabbling in a lot of Spider. I think the character is really fun, and you can get easy knife kills with the teleport mechanic.
Oh, we would love to see that mid-game.
Love the kid,
So
man.
nice.
So good.
That's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. Listen, final words. I mean, you know, this can't be a showdown unless we give the viewers a little bit of something. You know, this is esports. Whether it's some serious trash talk or just some friendly words before you start and go off on your sides and compete. TenZ, I'll start with you. Shroud, you can respond. Anything you guys want to say to each other before we get it going?
To each other? All right, Mike. Good luck. I've been practicing since yesterday. I've been going hard.
I know. He has actually been practicing, so that just means when I win, it's gonna be that much sweeter. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fellas. Well, thank you. You did not disappoint with that one. We'll see you all throughout the day. Good luck in picking the teams, and have a great one.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Shroud and TenZ joining us a little bit. You could see that the banter already is there. TenZ a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to use the word boyish, but it's the thing that describes it, that like charm and excitement. Shroud a little bit more like, all right, you know, listen, you know, you could be excited, you could think you got this, but when I win, we'll really have that conversation on who's who. You know, already just keeping it real with both their personalities. I love it.
I mean, the funny thing is you know, TenZ, he's that silent calculator type. So as soon as Shroud's like, you know, he's playing sonar on defense, he's playing Hollow Point on offense, right? You could just see TenZ like he's acting like, oh yeah, it's conversation, I don't care. He's thinking, the wheels are turning in his head of like, who am I gonna see like on these tryouts? Like they can help me counter that. Like how can I set up a counter? So I love to see it. Like the rivalry is insane.
Yeah, and you know, obviously there's so much to talk about here. Macro, I'll get your thoughts on that in just a second, because the moment is upon us. It's the moment for FragPunk's Launch Showdown. That's right, we're out of beta, we're in the launch, but it's also the moment that's as good as gold, the State Farm Golden Khakis from our friends at State Farm, the official supporter of Twitch Rivals. Whether in-game or in real life, State Farm is on your level. Now, let's work together to reward good neighbors in the Twitch Rivals community. First, we'll need you to answer a quick poll to choose the category for today's Golden Khakis Award. And at the end of the show, you will help pick the winner of today's State Farm Golden Khakis Award, and they'll earn a trophy. Let's go ahead and see what the options are. All right, so as you can see on this screen, you've got 4 options to pick from. We're gonna let you pick in a poll right now, but let me explain them to you. A, we got the most positive neighbor. This is going to be an award that goes to the player who showed the most positive spirit. So someone, if you choose this award, who's been keeping the vibes high. Number 2, most valuable neighbor. I mean, this is awarded to the best performer during the game. This is MVP. I mean, will it be Shroud? Will it be TenZ? Do you want to go back on, hey, I won, but I got MVP? We'll see. Now, most supportive neighbor, this is a good one too, because it's awarded to the player who supported their teammates the most. Hopefully it's in-game support, but it could be emotional. You never know. Somebody could be crying. It could be a gentle shoulder to cry on, digitally, of course. And then, of course, we got their most tactical neighbor, awarded to the player that leads their team the best. This is also possibly for someone who maybe was counted out, maybe picked last, but now has an opportunity throughout today to showcase their value. You get a chance to pick, and I want to talk to Macro and see which one he's going for, man. Valuable, supportive, tactical, positive. Which one do you want to see awarded at the end of the day?
So realistically, like positive and supportive is a little bit hard and like subjective to base it on. So I'm hoping that the chat will go more towards the most valuable or most tactical neighbor, because those two are going to be more clear and obvious. And I feel like the other two is just going to feel so like, you know, oh, he's a nice guy. It's like, we're all nice guys. I want to see some crazy FragPunk action. That's what I want.
Artie, are you agreeing with Macro?
I have to agree. I mean, I am really hoping for tactical. So chat, don't let me down there, because again, you know, coming from Valorant, coming from CS, there's so many of these players that know how tac shooters work, and in this game, there's just so much depth that you can really win by just using your brain, even if raw aim can't take you all the way there. So.
I love that you brought that up. I want to see what chat has to say as well, because obviously we're just the hosts carrying this medium along. They are the ones who are choosing the direction of where things ultimately lie. So let's see. The results are ready. You chose in the chat to decide that we'll be going with the most positive neighbor. So Macro, I know your thoughts on this, but at the end of the day, since we're all nice guys, it's going to be hard to divvy out, because who's the nicest of the nice guys or girls, we'll find out very, very soon in this one. So most positive neighbor, you guys keep an eye on that. We'll have some clips later on where you can choose who wins that award. And remember, during this event, you'll be voting for that golden khakis winner at the end of the show. So stay golden, and remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, well, we got our golden khakis ready. It's a positive thing. Macro, I mean, you know, you can't win them all, but I like the idea that we're going into this show with being nice guys. Finish first. It's not last. This is what we need.
No, definitely. And I think that's and it's going to end up being a really fun category for the chat to end up choosing, because now we got to listen to some of the comms that are going to be happening. You know, someone's being really... So chat, if you hear some toxicity in the comms, they're not the positive ones, okay? Make note of that. If I see someone being toxic and you guys vote for them, whoa. You don't know what positive means.
Right. Right. We're now going to be able to judge you a little bit, guys, and see if you know the positive element. Did you catch what he just said on stream? He can't be... Okay, he wins? All right, we'll have to figure this one out. Artie, obviously, there's a lot to dive into. We have so much more time to talk about it as well. But just quickly, I mean, were you excited a little bit about that trash talk with TenZ and Shroud? I mean, I'm teasing it, but it seems like they're really wanting to win.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's both of these guys. At the end of the day, they're earning money no matter what, win or lose. It's a good prize pool all around, but it is about the bragging rights. That's all that matters to TenZ and Shroud up at the top. So they're going to be trying their hardest. And yeah, I mean, again, going back to the whole positivity thing, it's kind of funny because if it was tactical, you have to earn that title of like being tactical, like doing the thing. But because it's positivity, we're going to see players disqualify themselves from that title. So I'm very excited to figure out how this all goes about.
Hey, you know, anybody who's ever been on a long rank session knows that you have to earn being positive after a few losses. Let's go. All right.
That's the real hard work.
Yeah, some hard work staying positive, guys. You all know it. And chat, while you're waiting to watch some more amazing gameplay, just remember our friends at Honda want to give you a chance to play right in chat with two super fun games. The first one, well, it's a classic memory game. You already know this one. 2 of every image are hidden under squares. As a team, you'll collectively try to turn over squares to reveal and match them to each other. The second game is a maze. Now, you can see how quickly you can navigate the Honda Prologue SUV through the maze. You got to collect the Twitch Rivals V first, then find your way all the way back and out before the timer expires. Remember, chat, you must work together, so have fun and good luck. Our friends at Honda are here to empower you, chat. Honda is bringing you closer to the show than ever before with our new charged up chat feature. The best creative commentary from chat and social media, guess what? It'll be featured live on our show, and that'll give you a chance to join the conversation. So type in chat, send us your best memes or fire one-liners on social media. Find us at Twitch Rivals or use the hashtag ChargedUpChat, and you might see your comments featured live on the show. Plus, Honda made an awesome exclusive follower emote that you can use by following /Twitch Rivals and typing TWR Honda to let it fly. Let's see some of those in the chat right now. Let's go. Who's got them? Also, guys, as a reminder, Honda offers a full line of clean, safe, fun, and connected vehicles. Their all-new fully electric 2025 Prologue SUV features a timeless exterior, a tech-rich cabin, and generous passenger and cargo space. The Prologue is the perfect vehicle for weekend getaways and everyday drives. Huge thanks to Honda for helping us out put on this show. Obviously a great sponsor for us, and as we move into what we're sponsoring and what we're talking about, it's back to the dynamic duo, Shroud versus TenZ, the competition of juggernauts in the FPS scene, guys. And Artie, this is a starting point, but it's a very important starting point because first impressions, they say, are made within the first 7 seconds. Maybe in FragPunk terms, it's made within the first round. But that's important because we're going to be setting up for who's getting drafted, who's increasing their value in the eyes, especially of Shroud and TenZ, as we head on later into those show matches, which are for the big money.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's this tryout system. It's super unique. I love seeing stuff like this come out. That's why we love Twitch Rivals, you know, coming up with these really awesome ideas. And yeah, first round, it's going to be deathmatch. It's going to be raw aim to start it off. And I mean, Macro, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, just the free-for-all aspect of it is going to be really interesting because I do feel like it doesn't perfectly showcase people's skill sets because if you're just caught in a really bad position, you get a bad spawn, you're just like awkwardly placed, you can be one of the best players here, but you know, you get third-partied every single time, or you shoot someone in the body and then someone else just finishes it. It doesn't matter how good you were, your score is not reflecting that. So hopefully some of the players can be smart and tactical about the way they play free-for-all as well, because that's going to help them get picked.
And the beautiful thing of this, gentlemen, is as the day unfolds, we'll learn more and more with all the game modes being on display and all of the shard cards as well as we head into more competitive modes that FragPunk is known of. Let's jump into game. Artie and Macro, take it away, guys.
Bro, of course I died at Justin.
Alrighty, we're diving right in. It's deathmatch, and this is on the map Yggdrasil. I actually love this map. If you guys played the beta, you remember that it was a lot different. At least the skybox was. It used to be indoors, now it's all outdoors. But Macro, I think this map is one of the best maps to show off like the design and just the art style of FragPunk.
Yeah, FragPunk has this a little bit more of like a kind of not cel shaded, you would say, but more of like a anime-esque style when it comes to like the characters. But the actual environments themselves are just pretty, like they just look really nice. It's like a nice blend of cartoonish realism that I think is not really seen as much in a lot of games in the FPS space. But here we have the deagles here. The only gun you have being this pistol makes it a little bit difficult to actually secure kills. And sometimes in these free-for-all games, you're not going to see anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So a lot of that performance is going to be based on if you know where to meet up everybody in the map. And what's really good for this, though, is you have players coming from Counter-Strike, you have players coming from Valorant, you have players coming from Battle Royale, from Destiny. All these players have one thing in common. That's at least they know how to aim, right? They know how to hit the shots. And regardless of anything else, map placement, tactical strategy, right now, it's just going to be who can hit their shots best.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now we saw Kenpeki trying to whip out a knife just because they ran out of ammo. And this is already showcasing a lot. Like a lot of these maps, though, these are the maps that are featured in the main game. And they're not necessarily built for free-for-all, but it's actually really cool how they actually don't feel at all like they couldn't be a free-for-all map. So that's another really big aspect of the map design. The layouts are just really well done with the right peaking and everything. But like I said right there, Kenpeki gets third party. That's going to happen all the time in a free-for-all game mode.
And what's cool too is also to see like at least how some people are familiar with FragPunk itself. So FragPunk has kind of a unique angle as far as going into making sure your aim is always on track. So most tac shooters like Valorant or Counter-Strike, obviously it's stop and then shoot. But with FragPunk, it's actually kind of it's a little bit better to ADS, especially because while you're ADS, you can still be fully accurate while you're moving. And so we can actually see Velion right here. He's learned that pretty quick. He's learning that he can strafe and ADS at the same time. So the players that are maybe coming from different backgrounds that aren't too tac shooter heavy, they're going to be trying to lean into this, right? Being able to strafe. TenZ, obviously, he's figured out that is the dominant strategy. So while we've got some people that are still trying to hit fire 90% of the time, I like to see who is figuring out the ADS movement early on.
Yeah, we have TenZ right now, first place, 17 kills, going crazy with it. And if you see, like, the gap between first and last is huge. 18 in first, 6 kills in last. And who's in second place right now?
Yeah, not sure who's in second place, but look at that. The gap is insane. 7 kills between TenZ and then the second place person. And those shard cards as well, you know, they can add a lot of different dominant aspects. So TenZ actually using the time to snipe card, which increases your damage at range, which is useful for the Vicious, given the fact that it doesn't one tap headshot past 8 meters. But if you've got that time to snipe card active like he does, that is going to increase that damage to up to 25 meters for the one tap headshot. So already TenZ knows how to use these shard cards.
Yeah, TenZ is just abusing the fact that these shard cards give you a lot of things, because right now in the free-for-all game mode, like, the characters, the Lancers don't actually have their individual perks, right? They don't have their individual abilities, so they have to instead just be using the shard cards as essentially their abilities, right?
Yeah, you can choose them. So if you see at the bottom, you've got your 3 ability slots. You can choose to actually swap out those cards with your abilities. And that's what I love about the arcade system in this game is a lot of developers, they'll put in like their main mode, and then they'll have the other stuff that, you know, it exists, but it doesn't get much love. But you can tell so much love and care went into the arcade modes in this game, with just the dynamics of the card system, of all of the character abilities being able to be used. And you can actually see here, Konpeki, he doesn't realize he's not using his time to snipe or his Iron Head ability. You have to spend your shard points to activate them after you equip them. So, and he has not done that yet.
He has 24.3 shards right now, so hasn't used really any, and he's still, and now he's taking first place. Konpeki is looking like easily first round draft pick here.
Oh yeah, he doesn't need him. He doesn't need him at all. I saw him in hanging out in TenZ's chat earlier, so I think I know that there might be some biases coming to the pick and bans. But you know, if Shroud does end up winning and he gets that first draw, he does have the opportunity to steal Konpeki away.
Okay, we got Catgun also using the time to snipe ability.
Oh yeah, Catgun has a very storied history in esports. She's been competing for over a decade, and I believe it was back in 2014, she was actually the highest woman earner in esports. So it's cool to see her still active. It's cool to see her like jumping into games like this and bringing her experience with her.
Wow, look at that dome shield we got going out here. Gonna help him get the pick. Let's go, Obi-Wan Coyote. Able to get the pick, can he get a second one? So close, get the knife, with no knife.
Maybe knife?
No!
Oh, behind the third party.
Let me kill him!
Oh my gosh. The screams from Isa there.
That's amazing. Yeah, Isa actually doing pretty well. I mean, to be honest, you know, Isa is a variety streamer coming in from more of a music background, but Isa can aim better than most. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but Konpeki taking it away. TenZ, I remember at one point was in the lead by 7. Konpeki now in the lead by 7. A huge swing. It's not even, it's like an outrageous lead. 39 kills. He's almost close to getting the actual kill counter, right? Or is it just a time-based?
It is one more, I believe it is to the kill counter. I don't know if we have the rule set to 40 or 50.
Okay,
it looks like it's 40.
Okay, I thought it was
there
40.
Was.
I didn't know if it was 40 or 50, that's why. Well, Konpeki absolutely dominating that. It says W to chat.
W.
Wow.
I mean, guys, that was the Konpeki show. I mean, I think we've kind of ironed out, you know, at least in the free-for-all capacity and the shooting capacity already, who's standing at the top. I mean, TenZ did have a great lead. I love seeing that as well. And even following with Catgun, you could tell her positioning was great. She got a couple of kills flanking. Seems like coming from that background of Rainbow Six, maybe a little bit more tactical in her thought process on this. But in terms of raw aim and aggressiveness, already Konpeki, he just flew out in the lead and never looked back.
I mean, I at first I was like, yo, this guy's not using his shard cards. But again, raw aim, it could take you pretty far, right? So this is all part of that learning process of that balance between the aimers and the thinkers, right? And this one, this is the game mode that will reward the aimers the most. But then we move into Team Deathmatch, we move into all the other game modes, and things will start to change up a little bit.
Yeah, I think I 100% agree with you. I just think that at this point, though, in this type of game, when you can choose any weapon that you want, Konpeki is definitely still going to be a must pick, even if he never uses a single ability, because being able to land those snipes, being able to land all these things during the Team Deathmatch and the regular Shard Clash mode, like, sometimes some people just got that in them. Like, if some people play CS without using smokes, like, they just want to go in, no thought, just shoot.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Captain Coyote, Obi-Wan Coyote, and we saw, like I said, Cat a little bit. We saw Konpeki, and we also saw TenZ. We saw Shroud at the first part, but there's still a lot of players who, you know, were kind of in that middle ground of the free-for-all. We didn't necessarily get to see Macro, and the way the draft works, it's going to be interesting, because if Konpeki is a first pick in terms of the draft, right now he's going to be first on the team. He'll be playing with 4th and 5th, and I believe 8th for this Team Deathmatch. But if you get that strong first pick, you know, 2 and 3 could also be a pretty deadly combination. I'm not sure who filled those roles outside of the captains, because again, you know, we're looking at Shroud and TenZ kind of having their own place. They're not being counted in that 2nd and 3rd spot as finishers.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of the opportunity to see team chemistry as well for Team Deathmatch, to see, you know, like you said, 1st, 4th, 5th, and 8th on Team 1. Team 2 is going to be 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th. And TenZ and Shroud are going to be playing with both of those teams across different games. So we'll get to see that team chemistry. We'll see the comms. You know, maybe the comms are going to clash. Maybe somebody's going to be disqualifying themselves from that most positive neighbor. Who knows? But yeah, it's all kind of going to matter a little bit more going into the next few.
Also great to see a showcase of the Deagle. Macro, when you look at these weapons, the big thing for people jumping into this, and you, Artie, and I have had this conversation in rehearsals and prior, weapons are different than in a lot of hero shooters or tacticals, where you have every weapon kind of being more viable. It's not about currency being spent to get a leg up in terms of your ability to knock somebody out. So how do you feel that dynamic is going to be going into this new game mode as well, considering now there's free choice involved?
Yeah, with this, I think in Team Deathmatch, you do have like basically your own custom class going in. So I can see a lot of people just picking their preferential like weapon of choice. A lot of SMGs, we'll probably see a lot of SMGs, a lot of assault rifles, and definitely people sniping left and right, because sniping is hype and they want to get the clips. And at this point, with the prize pool, it's big. It is a big prize pool, but at this point, this is still just like the tryouts. You know, this isn't the money match. So right. I'm excited to see them run some of these weapons, but we'll definitely see people, a lot of the, at least the tail end, pick more comfortable picks of assault rifles and SMGs.
Yeah, Artie, how do you feel about just how you think the weapon meta is going to shake out? I mean, some predictions here too, because you're right. You could just lock in on a sniper. I mean, you could do that in this game, which is unusual, but it's fun. That's what makes FragPunk different. What's your thoughts on what might occur?
Yeah, so I mean, since the game has come out, I've been grinding ranked. I've been grinding Shard Clash, but yesterday I jumped into some of the arcade modes and I realized that some of the weapons that I might have been kind of not using during the regular game mode, they shine really well, not only just in Team Deathmatch, but in the arcade maps themselves. The map design on some of these like Team Deathmatch only maps are super great to be able to kind of figure out your positioning, figure out, hey, this place works really good for this sniper, but there's another place on the map where the second sniper is even more dominant, right? So people are going to be figuring that out pretty early on, and this is going to be important for TenZ and Shroud to kind of establish, hey, this guy's a rifler, hey, this guy's an SMG player, hey, wait, this guy's using the shotgun really effectively.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going into this showcase after playing a lot of ranked, I mean, this is just a flashback to you quickly, Artie. I want to get your thoughts, Macro. What are you taking away from that? I mean, it's the obvious choices. Okay, Konpeki can shoot. Team Deathmatch as well. These are, while they're tryouts, I would find it a little bit hard at times to see exactly what I'm looking for in terms of drafting a teammate from these types of free-for-all. So, Artie, you playing a lot of ranked. What would you notice someone's doing really well, besides just obviously hitting their shots in this game, that would give you confidence to pick them up on your team a little bit later?
I think for Team Deathmatch, it's going to be like positioning. It's not going to be about how many kills you get. It's going to be how many deaths you get, right? Less deaths is gonna kind of show up more. And I know for a fact, Shroud and TenZ, they both know that. They know how to appreciate that. But once we get later into the day, once we start to see kind of, you know, maybe people falling into the same patterns, maybe we see Konpeki just continuing to dominate and dominate. But there is a chance that once the shard cards kind of come into play, maybe that changes.
Macro, your thoughts as well. Anything you're noticing outside of this, or are we still just looking at the pew pew and who has the most?
This will definitely be leaning more towards the pew pew. I would say like 80-20, but that 20% will come into factor a little bit more for Team Deathmatch. The shard card aspect, you kind of like unlock them like kill streaks in the Team Deathmatch game mode. So that can actually swing the game in your favor, especially the ones that help boost specific weapons. I think a lot of people don't realize like how strong some of the like shotgun specific ones or the sniper specific ones can be. And in some of these maps, I think like already mentioned earlier, they're built for just different things, and especially shotguns in my opinion. So here we go in. This is one of the better maps. I actually really love this map. It's like this like Egyptian style looking. And Shroud, like I said, comfort picks of assault rifles.
Oh yeah, there we go. We had to see it, and what's really nice. So again, if a lot of people in chat, I don't know how familiar you are with FragPunk or not, but compared to other tac shooters, FragPunk approached the weapons a lot differently. Normally, you have an economy system where you buy stronger weapons with more money, but the economy system in this game goes to the shard cards. So what that means is that every gun is viable. So some people are finding a lot of use with the discipline. That's this gun that we see right here, versus a lot of people that are trying to go for that, you know, AK feeling fever. And this is actually a great way to kind of show off, hey, this person's better with the discipline, this person's better with the fever. But it'll get every one of these players familiar with the differences between these guns.
Yeah, that little jump scare there. Also, you can also see some of these really cool weapon skins that they have here as well. And in the spawn room, so that's a big thing about Team Deathmatch. Both teams have like a spawn room. They are temporarily safe from being spawn camped, but I think a good team setup, especially with a couple of good abilities from your characters, can kind of own and operate and dominate over people's spawns. It's just happening right now, as you can see with Team Shroud here, trying to stop TenZ team from even getting out of their base for free.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, this is what I'm talking about, that positioning, right? I mean, again, these maps are built specifically for TDM, but whoa, Shroud, that felt personal.
We're still in tryout mode right now. We're just
Every time, it's just a tryout. See, they're not taking it, they're taking it light. That's what he's telling himself, so he doesn't feel too rough about getting killed by Shroud and TenZ left and right. Oh, not a good turnaround. Could not get the turnaround there, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you see, so we got Konpeki actually here on the same team as Shroud, but there's a lot of silence going on right now. I'm not actually hearing a lot of communication, but it's gonna be important. Again, like Shroud and TenZ, they want to come out of this as winners, and so I feel like they're gonna be paying attention to who's talking more. They're gonna be paying attention to like who's like giving like the proper callouts versus who's just screaming, you know?
Yeah, let's actually get a listen in right now on some of the players and see how they're actually communicating with each other, if they're even communicating. Yeah, I'm not hearing many comms over there. Are the teammates not on Discord? They're just locked in. Which makes sense. This is just a tryout phase. They don't necessarily need to be in comms. They just want to individually show off their skills. Maybe it's actually beneficial to not like help your teammates out. You just want to individually look better than your team.
It could be, right? Because they do want to prioritize those stats. I mean, I wish that my ranked teammates were this locked in, to be completely honest with you. But again, we're also looking at some people are not effectively using those shard cards.
Should I just get it, chat, for fun?
Ooh. He's trying to go for that nuke. 25 shard points to get it. See if you can grind up there.
I need to up my sense though. This is crazy. I lowered it a little too much. Like, it's just.
You're camping up there, bro.
Wait, are TenZ and Shroud talking to each other? I love that.
I was gonna say, I think we got the wrong audio up, but no, I think they're just in a VC together. That's hilarious. I like to see Jonas actually kind of working out. I'd love to hear kind of how Jonas is feeling about this so far.
Yeah, I need to just play middle, I think. I keep getting just... Oh my god, Shroud. Come on, peek again, bro. Peek again, peek again. Come on, come on. Oh my...
Yeah, some of the recoil on these weapons, they're not as you got to kind of learn them and practice them, which I think TenZ has been practicing with his favorite weapons.
Actually, no. We'll walk the fever. Damn.
Man, they are locked in. I want to hear these comms so bad, but I feel like the
really
players
close to
here,
the
they
card,
just
chat. We're really close to
really
the card.
want
It's
to
gonna be so
prove
funny.
something
We're
one
so
over
close.
the
We're
other.
so close.
Oh, he's almost got the nuke.
Jesus! Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
So what ends up happening in these team deathmatch modes is that you're trying to like occupy the center basically
Dude,
because
it's
you have
such a
just
close
full
game.
map control.
It's getting close. It is neck and neck. 88.
Oh, that was a really clean kill for Shroud there.
Nice. What? What happened?
Oh, there's
How
the
did you just
nuke.
kill
He
4
got it.
people? Nuke. What did you do?
Oh, that's gonna put him over the edge, I think.
How did you do that?
Yeah, that's the boost that TenZ needed. And Shroud's so confused. I love that.
Bro,
That's going to
that
be
is
a
gonna
lot
be
of
the
our players
difference
that are not as familiar because
Are we
even
for
players
real?
that like me and you that played a lot have still not seen every card in action.
1 kill left.
Oh yeah, and this is again a big showcase. TenZ's team, I think they're gonna be better at looking those cards.
out
But
with
look
the
at that,
final
Shroud's team
kill.
almost pulled it back.
The nuke
Okay,
is
these teams
way
are
too
really
funny.
even already. That's great to
nuke
see.
for the win.
You blew up and killed 4 people.
The nuke for a win, but I guess it just underlies the fact that the shard cards do very much matter. So if you're playing FragPunk, get your cards ready. Shroud maybe didn't want to, have too much time on Magic the Gathering before looking at the shard cards here. I think he's learned his lesson. But you know what? That was probably macro the closest game possible. It was the closest game possible. I'm surprised. I mean, 199, you could run that back 3 times. It'd be hard to get that exact score. This is already showcasing and showing up to be a very, very tight race.
No, I think that the craziest part about that entire situation was that this was happening while Shroud and TenZ are in comms together. TenZ is basically telling Shroud, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna nuke you. Shroud just goes, what's a nuke? And then it happens. And I think that was the big swing that helped TenZ's team win. But even before that, the game was still like a point. I think Shroud was like up a point. So yeah, the nuke did help, but I just love that. I love how much fun they're just having together. Obviously, they're gonna be competing against each other, but in this tryout phase, they can still just be buddy-buddy. They're trying to get that positivity,
I love it. Already, I mean, nukes, a lot of people just watching this game, they didn't know there was a nuke available. What other shard cards are we looking at here? Because I know Shroud at this point is aware of the nuke. But what else can start hitting them here as we rerun this, swap teams for the captains, and they go back at it again?
I mean, yeah, that nuke card, no survivors, that is limited to just the arcade mode. Luckily, you won't be seeing that in your Shard Clash games. But yeah, I mean, I think that when TenZ kind of activated that card, I think that everybody else kind of started realizing, oh, I should pay attention to what shard cards are in the game. And so, depending on what cards are available in the arcade mode, I'm hoping that we can see more people doing it because, I mean, I don't want to diss the rest of the players on TenZ's team, but TenZ did have 46 kills on his side. So now that we're swapping TenZ to the other team, there's a very big potential for a gap.
Yes, you bring it up. I mean, 46 kills out of 100. I mean, he's certainly carrying his weight. He's only 1 out of 5 other players, and he's doing about half the work. So that does mean there needs to be a switch up here too. But also, if TenZ is taking him down so fast, I mean, do the other players have a chance to even get a kill? You know what I mean? I'd be like, I would have got him. I would have got him too, TenZ, but you just happened to kill them the second that they showed up out of spawn. I can't help you there, but I'm not mad at it as well. Macro, we're about to get in the game yet again. Deathmatch 1 was underway. TenZ got the win. Let's see if Shroud can respond.
I'm up here. I didn't even know
Yeah,
this was
now
a
we're
spot.
on the more like Aztec pyramid-looking map. This map is really gorgeous, and it ends up being very central heavy. Like the last map was very centered, but this has a humongous like area here. And now TenZ destroying Shroud, still in the comms together.
All good. Hey, it's all good. Watch this.
Where you at?
I don't know. I thought you were next to me. You were not. Oh, is that you? Oh!
The nine.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know I was up there? I was feeling inspired.
Yeah, I
when
like
tried
this.
the
They're just
knife and I hit the
talking
wrong
about
key.
like they're basically just going for each other this whole time.
I really love how chaotic this is.
You see Konpeki on a
Let
3
me
kill
just
streak in the background there.
I did.
Why does
Shroud's
it
turn
say
to make a comeback here.
At the bottom
Yep,
of my
I mean-
cards. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, see, Shroud doesn't know how to activate the cards. He's trying to figure out how to activate them.
Oh my god.
Now he's learning.
I never. Oh my god.
He didn't use a single card last game. That's what he's saying.
And now they learn. Hopefully he's gonna be able to, you know, influence the rest of the team. But again, this is only Team Deathmatch specific or arcade mode specific. Not gonna matter too much in the Shard clash.
Still trying to get my health back over time, dude. It's so slow.
Jake's just slowly healing here. What's his plan?
No cards available. There are cards that could help him heal faster,
Still so
but
much damage. Like, I gotta move because they're eventually
team
gonna
is
know
not
that I'm there.
not communicating it.
Damn it! Right when I man.
I just figured that out.
Did I just figure out the cards thing too?
Bro, I got confused. I thought it was like swapping spawn points because when I played this earlier, that's what happened. Oh, hey! Hi! Yes, I'm scared. My mom is texting me.
That
What did
can
she
be
say to me?
scary
I
at times.
can't read
100%.
it right now. Okay, remind me to text my mom back after this.
We will actually remind you after this.
Chat, make
I
sure
hear-
you
I
help her
hear
out
an
with
invisible
that.
bitch.
Okay. That's hilarious. And yeah, I mean, we were talking about the fact that there's a potential gap coming up with TenZ swapping teams, and 43 to 26. It's not as close as the last one was.
Yeah, that's a big. TenZ really was putting in a lot of work for that last set of 4 that they had. Shroud's team is just kind of getting bodied a little bit here, but I will say the map may be a difference too, because this map is just a way more aggressive layout. Like you can spawn camp even heavier here. See, like they're doing right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I love seeing this. Velian just doing the most, trying to really lock in. Now he's using the cards. He's getting into the positioning. He's got the head glitch ready to go. This is the face of someone that is gonna go for first place.
Yeah, he's so locked in. The only time he speaks is when he's like, "Let's go." And we have Konpeki, one of the kill leaders as well in this match. Having Konpeki and TenZ in the same team just seems so unfair.
Oh yeah, and he's got the no survivors queued up as well. He's ready to get the nuke as fast as possible. 10 shard points away.
No.
Shroud taking out Velian and immediately and Konpeki to double.
Oh my God, what a!
I think it's whoever
His
has,
aim
like,
is
the
getting
control.
crispier by the minute.
Like a fine wine, Shroud.
I just hope that my aim is that good when I'm pushing 40.
The nuke.
I hope my aim was that good when I'm pushing 30.
Oh, there's the no survivors.
Oh no!
3.
That card is my
How do you
favorite.
keep doing that? Actually, though, how do you do that?
That card is my absolute favorite.
He's never gonna tell Shroud how to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the depth to this game. Like Shroud, he's going crazy with the shots, but then you hear him go, "How do you keep doing that?" You have to learn the different mechanics, and you see that's why I really think that FragPunk is like the next generation of tag shooters.
There's like literally nowhere I can go that isn't bad.
It scratches my ADHD
Let's go back to the
brain.
other weapon.
Got some weapon swaps. In Team Deathmatch, you can just switch to whatever weapon you're comfortable with. And you see everybody's rocking a very similar AR setup. I feel like there's very few unique weapons being used in this. No one's even trying to sniper use shotguns.
No, especially on TDM on this map, I feel like it's very, very rifle heavy. But there are a couple people trying out the SMGs, getting good with them.
What is happening? It's a fucking war out here. What are you shooting at even?
Yeah, it feels so chaotic.
Yeah, about 30 kills in the gap right now, and 8 more kills for TenZ's current team before they end it all here.
There's TenZ going for the finish.
I'm locked in right now, Tyson.
You actually are.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, Shroud.
Okay.
Truly just the aimer right now. But TenZ, oh, there's 2. He needs 4 more kills, and it's gonna be over. 2 more. The nuke comes out again.
It's just. Oh my god, I fell.
Tom Pecky's nuke. There we go. 2 more kills. TenZ picks up one of them. There it is.
Oof, that was not as close at all.
Hi, Zacho. Nice, we dominated that game.
Well, you called it, Artie. Not nearly as close. I gotta say, more nukes being one-sidedly showcased by TenZ and now Konpeki, I believe, at the end. But it was a super, super cool showcase of that second deathmatch map. We get to go all across what FragPunk offers for players jumping in, especially the variety and the opportunity to try out different weapons. It didn't get to the sniper or the shotgun range, like you were saying, you know, flirting with some SMGs, but overall, everyone seemed to know what they were doing. And now we kind of have to look to switch our attention because we're going into Glunite Grab, and that's a new showcase. And for a lot of people, curious about what that game does in itself. So Artie, why don't you break it down and talk about now what we're going to be looking at as we go into our next 2 tryout matches?
Yeah, so game 3, that's going to be Glunite Grab, and if you're familiar with Kill Confirmed, that's Glunite Grab, right? So you not only do you have to get the kill, but you also have to go over, collect the Glunite from the corpse of your opponent, and that'll add up to the score. So whereas Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch, these are just going to be, hey, aim mechanics and all that kind of stuff. Now Glunite Grab kind of moves more towards how are these players playing for the objective? How are these players playing for their own actual overall game macros?
Yeah, and speaking of that macro, I mean, does this encourage any other weapons? I mean, you're getting up close, you're going to have to grab some of the Glunite after the kill. So shotguns, SMGs, maybe they'll be featured a little bit more. Seems like some people are just trying to catch up. Shroud's still trying to figure out some of these cards. I wonder if we'll be seeing any of those minimal decisions made, or if they'll just be trying to limit the changes that happen and stick with the assault rifles.
Yeah, we'll probably see most people sticking with the assault rifles. They just spent 2 games using them. They finally are comfortable with them. Some SMG picks definitely will happen, but what we will see this time is a different play style. You saw that in these last 2 games, people were just setting up in the central area and just kind of owning that and just shooting from a distance. But now they kind of have to go in there. So because of that, there's going to be a whole different way and maybe more of like a movement-based play style going into this one.
And don't forget, different Lancers potentially who could take advantage of that. All that coming up in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Twitch Rivals FragPunk Launch Showdown featuring TenZ and Shroud. Welcome back to the Shroud versus TenZ FragPunk Launch Showdown. My name is Raindam, joined by Artie, IRL, and Macro, who are commentating alongside me this amazing event, the inaugural esports competition for FragPunk, as it has just gone into full launch. Many of you have played the closed beta. Now you've got a chance to see it in action. So download the game, play it, and especially during some of our breaks or times that we have down before we get back into the action. But now it's time to turn our attention to what is next. 2 games of deathmatch gone by. TenZ has been a difference maker. He knows how to nuke. Shroud still trying to figure it out, and a couple of growing pains for some of our other players who are pretty locked in. But Artie, it's a chance for redemption, especially for some of the players who might have just been warming up, getting used to the feels, the weapons, and obviously the cards to make an impact here with Glunite Grab.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more of an emphasis on objective play now that there's something additional added in to make sure that, hey, people have a direction to go. And so I think, you know, Macro, last game you were talking about, everyone's just using rifles, right? But now, and Randy, you alluded to this too, there's more of an opportunity to use SMGs, more of an opportunity to use shotguns. And I think more of these teams are realizing now how to use these shard cards. I caught some of the conversations in between that break, and I think that everyone's kind of learning now how to get them ready.
Yeah, I mean, as you could see or hear, we're about to jump into it, and I can't wait to see the changes that are made, if any. Will we see shotguns, different lancers? Macro, let's find out as we jump into game number 1 of Glunite Grab.
I was going to say, I don't
Yeah,
think
this is a map that I actually have not played it. It looks so sick. I love these. The layout of this is so unique.
I love this map. So in the center, there's a tower, and there's an elevator up to the top of the tower, but there's also jump pads placed around here. And so this map, you have a really good opportunity to use a bunch of different cards. Axon is super good on this map if you want to control the top of that tower. If you want to use the card Birdman to like fly around, it's so good.
So one thing that I didn't get to mention, but I think when you're playing a game mode like this where you have to pick up the objective, well, first of all, we got Average Jonas on a sniper, which is not going to be that helpful for actually playing the objective. But a game like this, you're going to get a lot of high kill games.
Oh yeah, especially because you can grab the Glunite from your teammates to prevent the enemies from getting that point. And I think at this point during the Team Deathmatch, we were probably already, you know, edging towards 20 points. Whereas here it's 10-8, and a lot of teams not grabbing that Glunite yet.
Super locked in here. Gotta grab that Glunite or that kill's gonna be worthless. Got like that. Just like that, exactly. He got a free kill, wasn't able to get the Glunite, so now doesn't let them get a point and actually loses the point there for their team.
Yeah, a lot closer this time around. We also shuffled the teams up a lot. The teams were shuffled based on their damage from game 2, not just their kills. So it's again split up 1st, 4th, 5th, 8th on team 1, and 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th on team 2. So this time around, they're actually going to get a good opportunity to kind of maybe have a more even set of teams.
Can I get up there and grab those?
Yeah, this quick healing, you're seeing that Kempeki's really using that quick healing consistently. That's what keeping him alive and able to just run around and get the kills. But you're noticing, though, the score, it's barely moving.
Fucking TenZ.
Yeah, I mean, Team TenZ looks to actually be not grabbing the Glunite nearly as effectively.
Because it's so like long range.
Oh my,
Yep.
okay. You got it like that. That was fine.
Yeah, TenZ talking about how this map feels a little more long range, but he doesn't want to have to go in. Now he's going in, realizing, hey, there's an objective here.
It's kind of cool.
I think as soon as he said it might be a fever map, he realized why the discipline is good for getting up close.
Yeah, it does.
And they both have similar damage outputs, but when you're getting close range, putting more bullets faster, always going to be a little better.
Who else would do something like that?
Yeah, now he's just going to try to grab a couple kills on the way out. And unlike the other maps that we were just playing on with the Team Deathmatch, there is no spawn point, so you can't really be spawn camped as much, which is honestly something that I prefer when it comes to the map designs for the arcade maps.
Yeah, that's actually why I like, you know, Glunite Grab, some of the other game modes, just on a map like this where there's no spawn room, it's so much more dynamic. And this map, No, you grab it. There you go.
Oh my gosh, we just found out that some teammates did not realize what the game mode's about. You gotta grab the other Glunite.
Even
It's just
TenZ
right there on the
avoiding his
floor.
own.
You gotta grab those. They're good for you.
Hold on. I want to kill him. I want to kill him. Let me kill him.
I think Isan wants to kill him.
Jason! Oh, okay.
That's what my comms sound like in traffic. I can't lie to you.
Stop
But nice.
That's that portal, right? That takes you up to the top.
Yeah. So there's a
Hey.
teleporter. Oh. Landed on the bridge. There's a teleporter, there's ropes, there's jump pads, there's the lift in the middle. I mean, the map design on this map in particular,
Damn.
it feels too good to just be an arcade
One
map.
behind me too, damn.
Yeah, I like this layout a lot. It's creating for some really interesting team fights. Before, they were all trying to hide up in the top, but they realized that wasn't giving them a good score. So now they're all playing on the outskirts, which is what I thought was going to happen.
I'm doing a little bit of trolling.
A little bit more of an aggressive movement-based playstyle here to get as much points as possible.
What? I just spawn died.
This is a long game, actually.
Yeah, it is.
100 of these?
Yeah, it's because
And for
we're not.
I see my bullets are just like not ready.
all right, TenZ was about to give the secret sauce.
Oh, here comes the nuke.
I've been nuked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And so I guess we're cheating, Dyson.
We're going to see multiple nukes because if it is to 100 score, like that second nuke just came out, Konpeki able to nuke the enemy team. And we're not even, we're just halfway there.
Oh yeah.
Bro, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die.
What I do love about the arcade modes is the fact that sliding is active for everybody.
Oh, that's not just Axon. That's such a cool perk.
But yeah, Shroud, look at he's got Iron Head active, so that means he doesn't take any extra headshot damage, which is going to help him out while he's perched up here, waiting to camp the teleporter.
Come on, I want to see it happen. I don't think it's gonna. Oh,
Absolutely.
doesn't matter.
You know us.
Is he gonna do this the whole time?
I think he's found his rhythm.
Nah.
It's a guaranteed point. The melee kill is a guaranteed point. Oh, well.
I fell off the map.
Karma indeed. And I mean, it looks like the points are ticking up a lot faster. So I think that the teams they're realizing what they have to do here with the Glunite. They're realizing how they gotta, play together to get these points.
Yeah, so it's a much closer game, but it is going by way faster because, like, in the amount of time it took for us to get from like 20 to 50, it's a lot faster than it was from 0 to 20 when they weren't realizing what was going on. We're walking right past the Glunite.
So I just run into them and I explode.
Oh, Jonas has the nuke. You gotta get to the center of the map to make the most of it. It explodes at a 30-meter radius. Let's see if he goes towards the center for it. It could set his team up for success. I saw the nuke go off, but I don't think he got. Oh, he got two.
He got two. But see, the nuke is significantly worse in this particular game mode because, yeah, you're gonna get the kills, but if it's just like spread out in a weird radius,
You use a card. And
it's
the
just not
points go
gonna. You
bye-bye.
can't actually get
That's
the
why
points.
I can't get a nuke. I keep using my points.
Yep.
Oh.
He's learning.
Shroud is teachable.
You can teach an old dog new tricks.
No.
Score is dangerously close now. Only 4-point difference. Make it 5. What actually
Catgun
won't be
has
5.
30 shard points. We could see a nuke come out from Catgun as well, but I think someone's got to pop in and tell Catgun how to use those shard points.
Yeah, I don't think she's used any of her shard abilities at the moment. Just the pew pew right now.
Oh, behind.
Yeah, at least they don't have to worry about actively using the shard points in the TDM. Oh, wow, Shroud just got all 5. That's a full team wipe with a nuke.
Oh, and the score is only 75. It's not 100. Okay.
Oh, I really thought that.
Bro, I was gonna run to grab
Imagine the clutch.
Bro, that would have been insane.
I snap, I kill everybody. Everybody picks it up. Oh.
We just didn't have anyone there.
That would have been so clutch.
I mean, he's talking about what I thought just happened. The game ended. We thought Shroud with the 5-person nuke, but it was just TenZ cleaning up and grabbing the final Glunite. That would have been insane and goes to show just how close these teams are, but also how long this Glunite match is compared to our death matches already in macro. You know, great pointing out of all the elements of it. It is a slower game. It's also making those nukes less effective because you've now got to go grab the Glunite and you're not just earning the kills automatically. But there's a lot of different elements. We started to see, I feel like, you know, the eyes open. You know, I've got a daughter recently a month, so it's like their phases. They recognize your face. They start smiling. They react to sound. Feels like that just happened for Shroud and a bunch of members on that team of like, so that's how I use these cards, macro, and it's gonna make a difference now for the rest of the tournament.
100%. I think the best thing to showcase exactly what we're talking about was at the end there. Shroud gets a 5K. And basically a full team wipe. Doesn't even matter because at that point, all they needed was one of their TenZ team to just pick up a coin and they win. So Shroud was right. Like if his team was up and able to pick up all those shards, I think they would have won. But that's the part of the game. They weren't playing the objective until a little too late. I think Shroud it clicked a little too late. But now I think this following round will be a better showcase.
Artie, I know the game is coming up here to get into game 4 and this final round of Glunite, but I'm really curious about how we saw Kat not using her cards. And for those who may not know, you know, I don't know if you can remember the cards she had at her disposal and what they might have helped her with, or some of the cards, if you're going into this mode, that you would want to be picking up and how you would grab those. I think it's great to give people an eye as they look down and we get into game 4 of what they can be expecting or trying at least to get with these cards besides just the nuke that we're talking about consistently.
Yeah, so if you look down at the bottom, you can see Shroud now on Hollow Point. They are playing on the same map, but with each Lancer, you can choose to use one of those slots for either abilities or for your cards, right? So we're looking at Obi-Wan Coyote right now, and he's going for more of those passive skills and then the healing, right? So he is focusing as much as possible on just pure gunplay. But some of the other players, they might want to use more strategic cards, right, Macro?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be cards that are going to be more useful. I don't know how I feel about some of the card choices that some of the players have been using, but quick healing seems to be the MVP being used by Konpeki, being used by TenZ. Everyone's just using that quick healing because there really isn't that many healing in the game. There's just those little health packs that are in the form of those golden shards that are on the floor.
Yeah, so you can also pop those. You either get health or you get shard points. And, you know, for Obi-Wan Coyote, he's just focusing on that quick healing ability, which refreshes pretty quick. But yeah, I think that now that players had that first round to kind of figure out what the game mode was, I think that they're going to be getting these objectives a lot faster.
Yeah, but like I said, quick healing making another showcase here with TenZ. TenZ, though, this time on the sniper, I'm so excited for this. It's not a sniper, It's a DMR. I lied to you. I just saw a scope and got excited.
That's all right. That's a bad reputation. And its name might be preceding it a little bit. It does get a bad reputation for being slow to fire, but it's the only gun in the game that has a one-tap headshot that's not a sniper.
Wow. And I can't wait to see him actually pull that off. Shroud still in this comfortable, handy-dandy assault rifle, but has the hollow point sniper. Let's see a Shroud snipe.
See the Meteora, gotta charge it up all the way.
It's good, but my god, is it too slow on this map. It's so hard to get snipes.
Definitely agreed.
Oh my god.
Where did the person he was fighting go? The person he was sniping at, they just disappeared, the Jaguar?
I think they just fell off or jumped down.
Now we got Shroud doing the same knife strat again. It's a guaranteed point, and that's good for this game mode. I think just camping with the knife, something you wouldn't really expect from a player like Shroud with such good aim skills. He's just figuring, hey, it's cheesy, but sometimes cheesy's good. We all like a good pizza.
Oh yeah, he just got
No, I
Konpeki
hate
twice
that
in a row.
spawn. It's so annoying.
Now let's see. So right now, Catgun has the time to snipe ability. Will she use it?
Crispy aim as well on that. You know, Catgun played a lot of Rainbow Six, and you can actually see that aim coming through here. I've always said FragPunk kind of takes more of that aim from Rainbow Six compared to Valorant or CS. And so I think a lot of these players, even coming from like Destiny, where tracking is really important,
I helped.
these players are going to have a slight advantage.
I think just as long as these people are just aimers, this game is very forgiving. I personally am not the greatest at these type of games, but I find myself being decently accurate.
Yeah, someone's got to tell Gunnedator Jake about using the shard points, though. He doesn't have a single passive or anything active.
Please, people in chat, go to all of these awesome streamers and just quickly be like, you have abilities. I bet you there's probably plenty of people telling them this and yelling at them. They're so locked in. There goes the knife. Oh, from the air.
Oh my gosh, TenZ came out with a vengeance.
He's realizing this is a really fun way to win, and actually it's working out for him and Shroud doing this knife strat. Oh!
Of course, it had to be Shroud to end it. It's so fun to watch them go at it. And Shroud getting close to the nuke. He's really trying to get the nuke this time.
It's all he ever wanted. He just wants to be the nuke-er, not the nuke-e.
Coming soon. Right?
This is like his dream come true. It doesn't happen there. Gets killed, but he's really close. He's still at 22,000, 22 shards, I mean.
Behind the particle effect. You explode when you die, and sometimes it's hard to see another person behind that.
I agree. Sometimes there's a visual clutter.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Exists in every game. Every game has their own form of visual clutter that can just. Oh, I think a nuke's coming. That's what the radius is.
Hey,
Shroud got his nuke again.
Give me that. One over here, one over here.
There you go,
Nice.
Issa. Figuring out how to provide value through the objective. But Valiant's holding that top pretty well. Taking out 2 there.
So if you look here with Average Jonas, he doesn't have a single ability that requires shards. So what are the shards useful for him?
They're gonna be useful when he can swap out one of those passives for the nuke card, right? He can swap it out for the nuke card when he gets to 25, because you can swap those cards at any time after you die. And so once he gets them, he has the opportunity to, you know, get creative.
I mean, that seems like a good strat. Just use passives the whole game until you get the nuke and then swap when you die.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? There's so many different ways that you can approach it. This game has so much freedom. There's another nuke. This time from Konpeki. Only finds 1, though.
Yeah, this map is just a little bit too big for those nukes to get as much value than the other Team Deathmatch maps they were playing on earlier. Konpeki,
Yeah.
that's 3 kills in a row. Can he get a 4th? Needs that health pack. Not even gonna go for it. Almost jumped off the map.
Oh my god.
That's 5.
The double! The swap into the fever off the knife kill.
6 in a
Another
row.
6.
Oh my gosh.
No, there was a guy. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Where's that last person at?
Going up the elevator.
He knows what he wants. He's scheming.
No,
Oh, yeah.
bro. Wait, how did I get 30 kills when I'm like trolling?
TenZ,
Well,
quote unquote.
to do and kind of start to learn more about this game. It's a little bit of discovery as FragPunk just launched. So these players familiar in a lot of different titles, but still learning FragPunk as well and the ways that they're going to work it in order to get a win.
That's the thing. There's so many things that you have to learn. The shard card system, the movement, the guns, even the objectives, the mechanics. And because there is so much depth to it, it's gonna allow Shroud and TenZ kind of figure out, hey, you know, who's picking it up faster, who's able to kind of understand a little bit more.
Macro, I mean, I'm loving how the knife has become, you know, the featured weapon thus far. That's the last weapon I thought when I asked you about him, what we would be seeing. Shotguns, submachine guns, knives really is what's stealing the show.
Yeah, this game has a unique charge-up mechanic where you can just instant kill with the knife, and it has enough of a lunge that it doesn't feel bad, like the way knives normally feel kind of bad in tactical shooters. So I think once Shroud, TenZ, and Konpeki, I think the three of them are all messing around with the knife action there, realize, wait, there's a spot in the center that is kind of like safe from being shot from a distance, and people are jump padding and taking elevators up. It was just a guaranteed way to get the point, because since you couldn't get kills from a distance and those don't count as points, I mean, if it worked, it worked. I mean, TenZ was trolling doing that and won the game.
I mean, you gotta admire the situation we're in. For those of you watching, I kind of look at this like you're getting a chance to see, you know, Kobe versus LeBron if you're a basketball fan, or Jordan and young Kobe. These things that, you know, you recognize when they're done, but when you're watching them, feel like, all right, that's just how it is. The aim that we're witnessing from TenZ and from Shroud, it's just unbelievable, Artie. This is stuff that is like, this is the masters of master classes if you want to see how to play an FPS. And these guys aren't even on tryhard mode. It's so impressive, and it's kind of like a great opportunity for FragPunk to be able to have these two juggernauts in their field really showcase their weapons to the highest degree.
Yeah, I love the fact that, you know, we talked about it earlier. Every weapon is viable, and we're seeing TenZ and Shroud. They're using everything, right? We saw a little bit of the fever, a little bit of the discipline, especially, you know, moving into that Glunite Grab. We, like you said, the knife is coming out more. I'm hoping to see a little bit more SMG play, but we are going in now to a mode that doesn't really require weapons, and hopefully this is going to be where all the other players who might not have the same level of aim as TenZ and Shroud, they can kind of come up and over. We're going into Rocketeer.
Yeah, let's take a look at that as we get into it. Walk us through what Rocketeers is. It seems like it's in the name, guys, but for those who may not be familiar, a lot of rockets.
What the fuck is going on?
A lot of rockets indeed. So this character, this is Broker, and in the regular mode, he's got 3 abilities. He has all 3 abilities here as well. That's going to be trip mines. He's going to have a coin that launches a line of smoke like that. And he's got a rocket launcher that's basically a Razolt. But what's funny is that this is also Glunite Grab. You do have to still grab that Glunite. But with the addition of the trip mines, the rockets, you can trap those Glunite quite effectively.
I love every single person just laughing. You have Shroud freaking out about this, but these rockets, I don't know about you, but in the actual game, Broker's rockets are insane.
Yeah, if they hit close enough, it is a one-shot kill, and this game is unapologetic about it. And what's really funny too is you swap to the rocket faster than you swap to your pistol.
See, just sometimes they're 1 health and you just swap to the rocket for the finish.
Bro, I have to like direct hit you to kill you.
Oh, and it's still Glunite Grab. I thought it was just Team Deathmatch.
No, still have to get that Glunite, and that's why the you know, the T ability, throwing those mines out, that is gonna make it a lot harder for teams to collect that Glunite. So there's a chance that this game mode goes longer than the others.
Especially because you can't even be in close range with this rocket launcher without killing yourself. So this is gonna be really hard to even get up close and personal. So we might even see some knives come out at a certain point too.
There is a chance. There is a chance because you know, if it's not a direct hit, you have to be close for that one-shot kill. So it is somewhat easy to dodge that one shot.
Okay, well I did that.
But we'll see.
Happened. I don't know what just happened. I used some card and I got stabbed in the booty. Yeah.
Bombs everywhere.
Got stabbed in the booty by none other than TenZ. TenZ realizing the same thing that I just said, that basically, hey, this is Glunite Grab. Rockets are fun, but I'm trying to win.
Try to win indeed, but as we can see, you know, the players that don't have the same level of aim, now they're coming out on top. There it is.
Come here. Oh my god.
The knife is arguably more accurate than the rocket launcher for this game mode.
It's working quite well. But yeah, those cherry bombs are making it really hard to navigate the map. But that's fun. You can also use the rocket to clear the cherry bombs. It's real nice.
It's like interesting that broker counters broker.
I'm dead.
Great. TenZ knifing again. He's
That's not a
got,
kill?
I think, 3 knife kills.
Yeah, when you put Konpeki and TenZ in the same team, it's just like so dominant. Shroud needs to win this duel that's upcoming because losing Konpeki is going to be like such a difficult uphill battle in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Team Shroud is way behind right now, 14 whole points away, and Team TenZ, they've only got 5 more Glunite to grab.
This is such a fast one. Here comes Cat Gun.
Get him. Nice.
There it is, Team TenZ.
Oh, I used the card.
Well, Team TenZ with another victory. Him and Konpeki teaming up seems like the unstoppable duo, which is why what's about to happen next means that much more. You alluded to it and the impact it'll have. The duel, which we will dive into in just a little bit, between Shroud and TenZ, which will determine who has first pick. And it seems like that has kept this game close or totally broken it wide open. So far, though, we've seen 2 different game modes. Now our third with Rocketeers. That was a lot of fun. And the thing I like about it too, Artie, is the fact that you get to showcase these Lancers. A lot of the conversation, because we've been in Team Deathmatch, we've been in Glunite Grab, has been about the weapons, maybe the movement, a little bit about the players who are standouts, but we haven't focused in much on the kits of any of the Lancers. And that's really where, as we move into duel, but most importantly, as we move into our ranked mode, where we're really seeing the showcase of what FragPunk can do, that's going to start to really make the difference, I think, and really be the focus of what the gameplay that you're watching is based around.
100%. Like once you get into the actual game mode, that's when you can really start to get that individual skill expression that each of the Lancers has to offer. And you know, this game mode here kind of has now shown off to some of the players, hey, there's some pretty great abilities in this game that might be able to carry me the rest of the way if I can't out-aim Shroud, TenZ, or Konpeki.
I mean, I don't know, Macro. I'm not sure that a rocket launcher even is going to solve the problem against those 3, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, in my opinion. I'm also really excited to see some of the characters we haven't seen yet, like Axon. You mentioned sliding. When we get into those that other mode, as we start to do more of the tactical showcase, 5v5, 6v6, that where it's really, really measured. He's one of those characters that'll still have access to the movement we were able to see in Glunite Grab, which is exciting.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we don't realize, you take for granted. A lot of games have the sliding. Only one character and one shard card. There's a few shard cards that allow for sliding as well. So there is going to be some aspects of that will create that. But yeah, maybe we'll see some Axon, because Axon just feels really good for a player like TenZ, who just maybe wants to just point and click. Having that slide ability can be enough. But now we got the duel between Shroud and TenZ. So,
who do I play?
and some of his characters are locked. That is including Axon.
Oh, he doesn't have access to all of the Lancers. That's might be crazy.
Does TenZ have access to all Lancers?
Sonar?
Looks like TenZ maybe
he does. He's playing Sonar.
Is that good? I don't know. I don't know what the map looks like. Oh, geez. Okay.
Okay, well, here's the duel coming in.
All right, so it is a series of 1v1s, and the first to 5 wins.
These maps are really small. Taking that jump pad could be certain deaths. So you just, location exposed. That's what Sonar does, but it doesn't matter because a sniper does not care about a scan.
Yeah. Will I be
There
rifling or will I be
you go.
sniping? Who knows?
Good question.
Well, he doesn't have the sniper available on this one, so let's see. The smoke screen reveals, but so does that sonic surge.
What happened? What happened?
Shroud now stunned. He didn't realize that the wave comes out after the surge.
Okay.
TenZ takes advantage.
Bro, I couldn't see anything. I was crouched. I've never sonar before. Oh, interesting. The duel's on all the different maps.
This is cool. I did not know it was going to be switching maps in the middle of the game. Allows for a nice variety, but it also can be very confusing if you just understood the map.
135.
Here he goes. TenZ just able to see that head glitch.
There you go. And now through each life, you don't get all of your abilities back. So you'll notice that TenZ now only has one more of his scan available, one more of his surge available. If he dies, they will refresh, but he can't count on them for every single life, but he doesn't need to.
That was a nice shot.
Oh my gosh.
have 2
Point and
lives
click
left, man.
adventure over
This
here for
is not good.
TenZ. Only
Those are
2
so
lives
good.
remaining for
Yeah,
Shroud.
Sona's
Shroud has to
one of the
lock
best
in
rules.
here. This is one of the smaller maps, though. This is going to be a little bit easier if Shroud could just be more aggressive here.
Unless TenZ goes right through the teleporter. He gets to reveal teleporter, but Shroud TP'd as well. The chase.
I was charging my sniper.
Yeah.
I was charging my sniper. Charging my
Yeah.
sniper. No.
Yeah, the
I
sniper
didn't
does
realize
not feel that great
so if
there.
I stay alive, all the utility that I used previously is just gone.
Oh, interesting. I get all
TenZ
my
just
util back,
realizing
but
utility's
it
gone.
honestly doesn't matter.
Yep. The flash. Oh, is he going for a knife?
Oh, he is! There it is!
Oh, that was so hard. That was so hard.
This is going
Okay,
to
hollow
be
point.
interesting.
Probably wasn't the play there.
Yeah.
But I got my one.
I mean, wow. I feel like we should have made him go 10. You know, we should have made him go 10. Let Shroud warm up. But man, TenZ, you could see that is oppressive playing against a guy that good macro. That was nuts. Shroud had that start, but he just couldn't pick it up after that. TenZ game knowledge and just general skill was just too hard to let go of that lead.
I mean, all of those sonar abilities just giving him all the knowledge he needed. That, as cool as the sniper is on Hollow Point, it just doesn't feel like it's that strong in the 1v1, in the 1v1 space duel like that. So, unfortunately for Shroud, he's going to be picking second. So TenZ basically getting Konpeki guaranteed.
Basically.
We all know.
We're going to wrap up the show here. No, just kidding. There's still a lot more to play, and we cannot wait. Shroud, a little bit of an uphill battle, but if anyone can pull off a historic moment in an FPS, well, it's certainly Shroud. We'll find out all that and more as the teams get ready for our true show matches right after this break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a crazy one. We have seen so many different elements of FragPunk in our launch showdown, and it has been phenomenal to witness Shroud and TenZ aim gameplay, and of course Acumen, as this game is just released, and you have a chance to play it and join them as well. But as we jump into it, the next phase is upon us. And of course, let me introduce you back to the panel here. Rain Day as your host. And of course, we got Artie and Macro joining us. Guys, you know, we are now getting into the point that we kind of mentioned. This is the tryout phase that just finished. Now we're in picking teams to try to see who can ultimately win the showdown. TenZ won the duel. Artie, that means he's picking first, which means he's probably going to get Campeki on his team, which has been the difference so far. But what can Shroud do to kind of turn the tide here with his squad and make this an even match and maybe see if he can pull off the upset?
Well, you know, we are doing a snake draft system, so that means even though that TenZ gets that first pick, that means that Shroud gets to pick the next two after that. So there is a little bit of that push and pull going on. And what I'm really hoping is that, you know, Shroud uses the opportunity to kind of figure out, hey, all right, if Campeki is going to just be raw aiming out with TenZ, how do I compete with that? It's got to be strategy. So I'm hoping to see him pick up one good aimer as well as average Jonas to round out that strategic thought process.
Absolutely. And Macro, I mean, when you do put it together, part of it has been TenZ has been kind of that 4-to-1 type player. But if any given round, Shroud can take care of TenZ and win that duel, even go 50%, you know, guys like Average Jonas, they have been playing well. They have been actually in that second, third position quite frequently. So, you know, you start to turn the tide, especially if somebody starts to find the right character and those second two picks really end up creating a very strong overall team for Shroud.
No, 100%. And because we're going in with the Lancer's abilities, a lot of these abilities can actually turn the tide in your favor. There's characters with turrets, there's characters that can make smokes and create chaos. You don't have to necessarily be the biggest aimer to support your biggest aimers. But I also want to highlight a player that during these tryout phase has been doing pretty consistent numbers, pretty consistent damage output, and that's actually Velion. Velion, because he's always like, you know, based on just like the number output, yes, Campeki was kind of outshining everybody else that was in the tryout phase, but he's low-key, if I were Shroud, I would probably pick a Velion immediately after, just because his number output was pretty solid. And if Shroud can get that information, that would help. But if he doesn't, he might just base it off vibes. Who knows what he does here?
I mean, you've got the history between Shroud and Justin, right? You know, from Counter-Strike, and so trying to see if he can get his teammate involved. I mean, sometimes that chemistry, that communication between two players who have played these types of games before with each other is more important than some of the individual skill in terms of just the gunshot, Artie. So that could be a way that Shroud kind of puts his team together, but it's going to be important because this draft will certainly set the stage for a best of three. And that means that first to two takes the win. And we're trying to make sure that, you know, you could at least get one in those first two to push it to a best of three, especially if things are close.
100%. Another thing I'm thinking about as well is the fact that, you know, we saw Shroud, he doesn't have all the Lancers unlocked versus TenZ, who, you know, TenZ has been no life in this game. So I know he knows what he's doing, but, you know, I'm thinking that that might mean that Shroud might want to prioritize picking players that actually do have more Lancers unlocked, right? Prioritizing players that have been playing this game specifically to get some certain Lancers on his team.
Yeah, those are the questions. How many Lancers do you have unlocked? Okay, 8 next. Okay, how many do you have? 10? All right, you're on the team. Let's go. You know, it's a great way to kind of distinguish who has actually put the time in. Also, Macro, you know, we get to really see the cards on display. I know we've kind of seen them in this these passive ways, some of the healing. We've seen the nukes, but now Shard cards in Shard Clash, the mode that FragPunk has featured as its main mode, is going to have all of the glitz and glamour of what the cards can do, from the bans all the way to how they impact each and every round, to the voting system and the application of your own shards as a team to choose which card will impact that round. This is really where we get to see FragPunk's premier mode shine.
Yeah, and if anything, if these previous matches didn't highlight it, a lot of these players are not fully aware of what some of these cards do. So I'm actually kind of excited to see some just confusion happen here. We're talking the A site is completely removed from the game, and there's just people still in the A site defending it. It's like, hey, bud. Like, I kind of want to see that happened, but I also want to see some of my favorite cards be showcased here. One of my favorites is when the entire map turns to ice, so that allows for everybody to slide, and just also creates this really cool environment. There's also one where the entire map is all grass, and it gives you like a cover if you're prone and stuff. So it's a lot of stuff like that that just changes the entire game for everybody involved, not just for the individual player or team.
And hey, there's also the cards that TenZ and Shroud put in the game themselves. There's, TenZ has the card where you can summon zombies. Shroud put in Dullahans where you do not take headshot damage. There's a lot of good stuff.
I love it. And, they're going to get a chance, guys, to not only set up those cards, which they're going to be playing with or not playing with, but beforehand set up the teams that are going to be making those choices with them. And that's where we have the draft. Artie, they played these tryouts to set up who they think and really acknowledge as some of the players they want on their team. Now, the person who won the duel, which is TenZ, will have the first pick, but we'll go into a snake draft where they'll do 2 picks for Shroud and then 2 picks for TenZ, 2 picks for Shroud, and the final person picking will pick that last person by themselves to round out their team. You're actually going to be helping us go through and host this draft as Shroud and TenZ have some tense decisions to make. I can't wait to see your thoughts on the decisions that they do make and ultimately how it ends up going as the draft is about ready to get underway.
Alrighty, Shroud, TenZ, how you guys doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling. Listen, I'm just looking at my history and I lost every match. So I'm feeling as good as I can feel in this moment. Let's just say that.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you're feeling very good. I could see that 100%. But yeah, I mean, Shroud, back, you got early access to the game, tried it out before. Sorry for joining your lobby that day, by the way. But we, I think that we saw a little bit of how much you have learned about this game, how much some of the other players in the tryouts. So I want to know sort of how both of you guys are thinking with how you're going to be choosing these players.
Tyson, let's go. Hit it.
I have a plan, but I can't reveal it until after the teams get picked.
Understandable.
Okay, well, listen. My plan is to not go with my first thought because my first thoughts these days are wrong. So I'm going with my second thought, but I'm also not going to tell you that because I don't want Tyson to know.
Damn.
All right.
There's a lot of mind games
here.
here.
Get started.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Tyson, as the winner of the duel, who's your first pick?
Konpeki.
Shocker. Wow,
Shocker.
So crazy. Listen, I just want to put it out. I just want to put it out. I want to put this out in the world, okay? Every single time I had Konpeki, we couldn't beat Tyson. So it's fine. We're not gonna go any further than that. It's fine. It's all good. Yeah. My 2 picks.
Your 2 picks.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Velion and Average Jonas.
All right, amazing. I can definitely see why you went that way. I'm assuming with Jonas, you're thinking more strategically, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking like the modes that we played were fast, a lot of action, but like now we're about to get into the attack shooter part where it's a little slower, a little bit more methodical. We can have people playing like solid defenses, watching our flanks and so forth. So I feel like that's what I'm going for. And honestly, dude, Jonas is a shooter. Like you'll see. Watch him.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, Tyson, now with the other Valorant pro out of the way, who's your next 2 choices? You got 2 picks.
Kind of spice it up a bit here. I was not expecting that. Okay, I think. Ooh, okay. Well, I'll take Justin, and then I'll also take. I'll take Catgun.
Awesome. Great choices there.
Thank God you got Justin. I did not want that guy on my team. Did you hear him? He was open micing. He didn't even know how to work his microphone.
Honestly, I didn't really want him either, but I would feel too bad if he was last pick.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right, my 2 next. Yeah.
You're 2 next, and then you get to choose who gets to be that last pick, I guess.
Oh, I am in control of who's last pick. Oh no.
You are in control of the rosters.
Whoever's last, I just want to say I'm sorry, okay? Because someone's got to be last. So no matter who it's going to be, it's just, you know, it sucks. It sucks. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick... we're going to pick Obi-Wan, Coyote, and Jake. Those are the 2.
Amazing. Great picks. Yeah, it's a solid squad you've got there. All right, Tyson. So Issa going over to your team. I guess, Tyson, I'll start with you. How you feeling about this roster? How you feeling about this team going into it?
I like this team. I think it's solid.
Awesome. Shroud?
I like that I went, like how I just told you earlier, how I wasn't going to go with my first pick. I went with my second pick in my brain. I really like that I did that because now I'm feeling like overly, maybe it's not a good thing, but I'm feeling overly confident. I feel like the he got Konpeki first, which is amazing, but I feel like the rest of the draft went my way. So it's great. I love it.
Understandable. And so I'm really curious. Coming out of the arcade mode, we saw a lot of differences between the raw aim versus maybe some people not really understand the cards too much. People getting kind of lost in the in-depth mechanics that FragPunk has to offer. So are you guys going to be trying to take the role of teaching your team? I know TenZ, you've got the ability to do so, but you guys going to try to teach your team, or let them figure it out on their own?
I mean, I definitely think sharing some insight in the team is pretty good. One of my goals though, I was picking players that had the highest level in game. So I saw that Catgun and Issa are both higher levels, so that means they played the game more. So that was my strat. So we have a broader knowledge within the team.
Yeah, that's smart. Honestly, with me, I'm definitely gonna try to lead in terms of like the shards, because that's kind of like most important, and you only have so much time to process all that shard information. But besides that, I'm gonna let people play whatever characters they're comfortable with. You don't need to like force people to play something that they might not be familiar with. So that's my plan.
Amazing. All right, great insights. Great chatting with you guys. Shroud, TenZ, best of luck. I'm hoping to see you map 3. Enjoy and take it easy.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, great job, Artie, on the draft. Shroud and TenZ have their team set up for what will be an epic clash that is about to begin here on Twitch Rivals in FragPunk's Launch Showdown. I loved watching that too. Macro, since you were standing by with me as well, what was the takeaway? Who won the draft in your eyes?
I kind of have to agree with Shroud that besides losing Konpeki, which is like the true pivotal moment there, his draft did go pretty much his way. Like not choosing Justin because he knew that like with personal history, he just did not want to have him on there with open mic, a bunch of other things going on. Like I see where he was coming from there, but yeah, I actually think Shroud's team has a shot at holding their own. I will say though, I think it's still very TenZ favored. Like I would say if you're a betting man, like 70-30 right now, TenZ favor.
Artie, you were there, obviously, helping to kind of do the host role, but now that you have a chance to go back into analysis, do you think that Shroud has a chance looking at that draft?
I mean, the thing is that, when Tyson said he had a strategy and he wouldn't reveal it, I was trying to figure out what that could be. And I was like, well, hey, I'm pretty sure that he's actually trying to cook something. Like I said, he's that quiet sort of conspirator. He plans things. And so when he said at the end, he chose based on the player levels, I just know that he has the plans ready to go.
He does. And, we've seen Shroud not be able to unlock some characters. Will any of his other teammates be able to do that? I think TenZ, not just for the sake of characters or cards as options, as you have the ones available that your team has unlocked, and obviously they lead to the person who's unlocked the most, so you still can get any of the cards that probably TenZ has. It's going to give you a wider breadth of knowledge. I love that choice. 2 different ways to go about a draft. Both teams still fighting, and Shroud and TenZ obviously doing their best to win. And the action's about to start, but before we get into that, chat, we're going to need some help. our friends at State Farm need your help selecting the perfect moment for us to shine a bright light on during today's State Farm Spotlight. Check out the poll now and choose the one you'd like to see us break down later in the show. All right, guys, so this is it. I mean, this is going to be the gameplay that we've been waiting for. What is exciting about this, Artie? Because I know you're already asking us to play some ranked after this. You asked us at like 11 p.m. last night. You know, I was in bed. This game is addictive, and that's just the simplest way to put it. But it's so much more. What gets you excited about jumping into some Shard Clash here and the premier mode that FragPunk has to offer?
Well, we saw a lot of these streamers learn really quickly how this game works, how if you don't pay attention to the shard cards, it can get taken away from you, how the aim is important, but so is everything else. And so I'm really excited to see, now that we're going into the main mode, how quickly these players learn, how much these teams now start to teach each other now that there's more on the line, that you have a few rounds to go in between. And to be honest, I'm hoping that we get some high-level strategy coming out. I'm hoping that we get some big plays, and that my future ranked teammates are going to watch and learn from the myths and legends themselves.
Oh, man.
Macro, I don't know if that was a call out on like us being his future ranked teammates or not being his ranked teammates. I don't know. But what is kind of what you're looking towards too in this mode, especially highlighting this game and what it's got to offer? I know you mentioned the ice. I was a big fan of the sight changes too, whether just disappearing or one being smoke filled and very difficult to navigate. So making that choice almost impossible to try to push into that, knowing you're not going to be able to see anything before you're right up on a player. Well, what is now, as we're here, you've got your eye on heading into Shard Clash?
I got my eye on the fact that we have to see other weapons finally. I think the big downside of the other game modes, they're fun, they're awesome, but you're going to pick your comfort picks. And here, especially if it goes back and forth, you're going to lose a lot of your favorite weapons going into this. And so we're going to see some weird SMGs. We're going to see your shotguns, especially if you get shard cards that are in favor of those type of weapons. And so that's really exciting for me personally. The one thing that I want to see, because he's my favorite, it's a little basic to like him, but I love Axon. I love playing him.
Yeah.
I want to see a guitar kill on this broadcast, and I'd be a happy boy.
I love that idea too. I mean, I was watching some gameplay of him. He looks so fun. The movement, the up close, just burst damage. It's really something that I can't wait to see take advantage of. But is that going to be what we see? Artie, you had kind of mentioned earlier that there was a meta that you thought, at least a simple meta of a few Lancers that were, if not have to be picked, predominantly picked as you move later on into more games with experience. Who are those that we can be taking a look at as we head into this that we'll expect to see?
Yeah, so I mean, not to brag or anything, but as a top 1,000 leaderboard player, there is a meta, right, that has kind of evolved in the upper echelons that a lot of people that have not yet gotten past silver or gold yet might not be familiar with, and that is the fact that Nitro is super, super important. You've got the drone to be able to scan stuff, but at the same time, you've got Pathogen with heals, dedicated heals. But if the other team knows, hey, they're pulling the Pathogen to get those heals every round, well, they might have cards that can negate that healing. And actually, that's what I'm most excited for, is not necessarily the meta itself, but actually to see teams, when we go through the card pick and ban system, to see if teams let some key cards slide through the cracks, and to watch these teams kind of learn, like, hey, we should have banned that, or hey, we got to take advantage.
Or even worse, if they don't buy them. Like if they forget, like they just like, we're just gonna see it like, whoa, they're not getting that, they need that. Like that's gonna blow my mind, and I'm excited for that too.
And it depends on who's going to do the communicating, right? Because if TenZ is having this conversation and they're getting clear on who's played what, and they're going, all right, let's go Pathogen who has some healing, you've got to be looking out on the other team for Shroud in that quick decision-making process, he said, when the shards are available and the cards are up, to do anything that counteracts healing so that they can at least eliminate one of the strong points on TenZ's team. These intricate like play through or counter essentially the enemy team's choices. Artie, that's kind of what makes FragPunk. These cards are random. You don't know which ones you're going to get, but being able to adapt and make the best choices possible, given the situation, is going to set you apart for the team.
100%. Making sure that, you know, if you're noticing patterns with how they're defending, figuring out how to get through that using the cards. And the way that I love to describe it is that FragPunk has tried to figure out the right way to have RNG in a competitive game that doesn't feel like it's overpowered. And that's through that card system. And when you have the picks and bans, you can kind of, you know, get rid of that RNG mechanic a little bit because you are in control of letting certain cards come through. But that unapologetic RNG, you don't know what cards are coming in a given round and you get to take advantage of it. I love it. Every round is different. And Macro, when we get into this, every round will be different.
Every round is going to be so exciting. I think that's like the best part about the game and the biggest selling point. I just love the card system so much. There's a bit of randomness to it that does make it feel like a little chaotic, but that's kind of the joy of it. If you want something less chaotic, there's stuff out there, but this is, if you want the chaos, embrace it. That's what FragPunk's all about. Let's get in and see it in action. We got our card leader.
If you guys want.
Yeah, they should vote for their captains.
I don't know what that means.
Here we go. And Rain Day, we'll see you again after the end of this first one. Appreciate you. But let's see. Shroud is going to be card captain. I'm pretty sure they're going to make TenZ card captain as well.
Some Frozen Wasteland. It's right there. It's not that useful, but it's fun.
All right, but on the defense side, there's I think Dr. Converter is the one you really got to ban on defense. But okay, both teams ban Turtleback. Let's see. The attacking team picks first.
Knowledge needed for all the cards, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards.
They took Frozen Wasteland.
There it is.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Now they get to pick cards. How is that fair?
Are these cards going to be active the whole time?
I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe we do this every round. I think.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, no, it takes a while.
So minus 30-second match time is huge on defense, right?
Yeah.
All right, the deck is set. Away we go.
Yeah, and they're okay with keeping a couple extra shards in the back pocket. They don't have to buy it because the shards do stack.
Yeah, that's the important thing is so those shard cards will not carry between the rounds. I think that's what they were trying to figure out and discuss over there. But now that we're getting into the game, we'll figure out exactly how the defense on Shroud is gonna stack out.
I'm just watching this. Oops. There's definitely someone here.
There's a lot mid. There's a lot mid.
On what? On A or B?
I see three people here.
There's also a lot mid.
Then. Yeah, they're pushing A. At least a few of them.
Nice.
Ernest with the opening pick on Justin.
They're bringing their sentry through.
One hurt.
Both captains on the sonar.
There's a molly at this door.
Right now,
I have one more
is
smoke
actually
stack.
down on players.
Yeah, the looks like they're not able to break through into B.
Okay.
Good rotation here. Good
Actually,
communication and
everyone walk towards mid.
pacing.
Walk towards mid right now.
Oh, he's faking.
Just come through this.
They're coming on the flank.
One pushing B.
Yeah. Kill the flank maybe. There's a molly right here, but I'm going past it. I'm going past it. I have this doorway.
One more might be flanking.
I heard some audio.
One dead.
Nice.
Yeah, come over this way.
Coming.
Really smart choice for TenZ there. Now they're up in players.
We can plant right
Yep,
here.
I love seeing that. The sound suppressor going through to get everybody silent onto the point. Converter being planted. 3 on 2. TenZ team. They've turned the tides.
They're both.
Team captain on Shroud's team. Shroud is actually out right now, so it's up to his team to try to clutch this out for them.
Other one's heaven. Yeah, they're spawn. They're spawn. Yeah. Heaven's
I'm jumping on them.
This one's their spawn.
Great use of the slide there.
Good job. Beautiful.
They cleaned it.
Wait, that was a
up,
cra-
and
that was a
I
crazy
love
mid
seeing
round
the
from us.
team comp as
That
well.
was big. That was big. That was big.
That was actually insane.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised
okay,
that Isa was actually chosen last. She's
Okay, got it.
so.
So we
I feel like
should
she was
ban
actually like
Yggdrasil
a
attack to
sleeper
ban
pick there that you could have
Does ban one
been picked a little bit earlier. But we'll see how this plays out for them. Here comes the new ban phase.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay,
Ban.
pick
Here we
mini
are.
traps probably. And then we can go past their traps a lot. Lingering
Great
smokes is
strats
also
coming
pretty
through.
solid. Oh, each ally can place one toxic trap. That's pretty solid. Expose the gadget owner when it's destroyed. Probably
Those are
Guarding
big
Flash
defensive
and
cards.
origin detection.
Sure.
Yeah, other ones. Meh.
Those are solid. Bro, this mode is so
Nice
cool.
parting
Though.
flash.
So right
Okay,
now, though,
I
TenZ
know
is
what
now
my
out of
abilities are.
extra
Oh, they have safety
shards.
glasses to counter
Both
the
teams are
thing.
using most of their shards at that point.
Okay, I can.
Whopping B.
Oh
I can
wow,
throw a s-
the
or maybe
safety
we do
glasses pick on the
hollow
defense
point
that
wall
counters the
towards
parting
mid,
flash. That is
and
good.
just
That's
wall
what
it
I
up, and then
love,
we try to
right?
go on the
You
railing.
save
I'll
enough
buy a
shard
flash and then we
points,
flash on the
and
railing.
you can buy specific cards that counter it.
Yeah,
You got
counterpicking shards
Yeah,
is
I
actually
figured
such a
it
huge
out.
thing. It happens all the time in ranked.
And the lingering
goes.
smoke is going to make it difficult for the attackers to get through. Those smokes are going to last a
There's one close.
while, and the toxic traps too.
Oh shit!
I got him.
Shroud with the first pick, but immediately TenZ countering Shroud there, trading 1 for 1 pretty favorably.
I can flash off this.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do a scan to scan the whole area.
I'm walling right.
Seems like he might have forgotten about the safety glasses. He's still trying to go for the flash.
I'm pushing right.
Flash is going to pop. They get in.
One man, yeah. Two man.
There's team there.
Two stuck inside B yard. They're getting consistently revealed by TenZ's sonar. It seems like a lot of the players don't realize that if you don't move, you don't get scanned by that sonar. It's like red light, green light. You only get scanned if you move. TenZ pushing. He gets one. Is he gonna get the double? No. Average Jonas coming through.
Two more flank. I think they're both flank. I'm pretty sure. One's low.
Catgun able to get a kill on Average Jonas though.
Up top, up top.
TenZ seems once again up in players again.
Kismet pushing in. He doesn't even realize.
I think we all forgot.
Yeah.
With those when you had to hit Z to activate the card.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely did not do that.
Yeah.
They forgot to activate their cards. We expected this to happen.
At least we were holding the same angle and then it came from up top.
Yeah.
Let's
Up top
see.
push was tough to hold for my side.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can try
but
to
I'm
hold
trying
it.
to choose which weapon he wants to do. Let's see what Shroud chooses for the cards, though. I think we want to see that for this moment.
I lost my.
Right now, they're banning medical error.
I don't have for that gun anymore. Shit. Oh yeah, you can
Sorry,
like
go
go
for
When
it.
Kismet does their
invisible and go
T or whatever.
See if we can see what the cards are here.
Yeah, either Shroud or TenZ POV to see the cards would be interesting. I want to know exactly what they're choosing.
When you're fading away.
Yeah, like when you go invis and you.
It makes a flashbang on the ground. It's so strong.
There we go.
Fainting flash. And it looks like on the side of the attack, they actually got the extra sight. That's going to add C sight into mid, and that makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's really difficult to defend that C-side because that C-side is definitely not built to be defended at all. And I think they might not even go for it, but it's just there to kind of split up the enemy.
Yeah, you have to dedicate resources to protecting it just in case. And you saw they have the fainting flash there, so if they throw their weapon on the ground, it's going to flash. So they have infinite flashbangs on this side.
Here comes Konpeki. Konpeki has the ability to whip out a sniper right now.
Whoops.
Not going to do it, just using the walls. Here it comes.
1 HP on him. On hollow point. End of the hall. Yeah, I'm holding your flank.
Ton of damage there, weakened.
Flank.
We got a plant.
No, I got sniped in the head. 81 on
One flank.
81 on
Do
trap.
you have heal?
I do.
Yeah, I'm
Konpeki
coming to you.
getting a lot of damage in,
Where are you?
but no finishes. Yeah, there we go. First finish. Now it's a 4-on-4.
Flank?
Everyone just stand still and you won't get detected by
And he's got the heals from Pathogen. Pathogen's such a strong Lancer in this game. Not many of the Lancers have the ability to heal, but they're getting flanked on.
Yeah, and we just saw Konpeki get revealed by the sonar from
Walling for scan.
the enemy's sonar, enemy echolocation right there from Shroud. So they know where they're sitting. They know that C-Sight is a possibility. Still got to dedicate resources to the other 2 sites, though.
Shroud locked in here. There's a health pack room, so you can be back to full health.
Oh, but they hear it. Justin, he comes from Counter-Strike. He knows how to play off sound cues.
Oh, he's blind.
I love this little robot. It doesn't do that much damage, but it's such a nuisance and it gives you so much information for your team.
Oh, yeah. And I know that Catgun actually, you know, coming from R6, if anyone would know how to use a drone, it's Catgun. And Justin cleans up the other. It's a 2-on-1. Planting over on B site. Interesting choice, given the fact that C is right there.
Good job. Getting carried. Love this.
Already halfway through the score. 3 out of the 6 points they need secured.
Should we ban the melon rind so we don't slip and fall, or should we keep it in case for funny
they're not
gameplay?
using that. Keep it for fun.
Weapon or life is broken.
Prioritizing funny gameplay. I love it. I love it.
Keep it in. It's funny. I love this games in general because that's the vibes that the game gives you. And you'd rather ban something like you said, weapon or life is such a scary card.
I think it's Z. I could be wrong though.
Okay.
Yeah, you throw the melon rinds with the same keybind that you use to activate all the shard cards. Looks like the defenders did not pick a card.
So are we 5 rounds of attack then?
Should be 5, right?
It should be 5-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bro, ban it.
All right, the deck is set. Away we go.
Okay, Alert is a really strong card, especially on the defenders. All they have to do is stand close enough to the enemies and it'll reveal them.
If we're not engaged.
So here's where like the snowball effect of this game kind of occurs. If you're winning multiple rounds, they get to keep the weapons that they've had since day one. Like, so none of them have, except for the ones that have died. But a lot of players here have only died once or twice on TenZ team. So they actually have most of their weapons, where Shroud's team has significantly less.
Oh yeah, and see, this is where that map knowledge really comes into play. Average Jonas, he's going in for the sniper in mid, but he doesn't know about the ledge that's off the back of this balcony here. But it's gonna be all right. We see a lot of defender presence over on the A side.
Holy crap.
You seeing them or just hearing them?
No, we're hearing them.
You're just throwing nades.
Watch your back, Cat.
I'm kind of hurt.
I dropped a heal for you. Oh.
There's 3 of them here. 3 of them in,
Setting
3 of them in
up.
point.
If you get me close, right, I can do echolocate.
Sure.
Good heals and good callouts for the Echo. Nice. The smoke screen gonna allow them to get in.
I'm holding the right.
Molly gonna be preventing a push up. They're holding after the smoke.
Coming
Comes
from
the
spawn.
echolocation.
Located.
Oh, counter from Shroud's echolocation.
Oh, he slipped too.
Shroud on the flank of Sonar. He slipped on the melon rinds.
Some melon rides.
Throw some melon rides, yeah.
I think there's one close right to me.
The melon rinds is so funny.
Oh, never mind.
I think I saw
Such a
one more
goofy
turn.
way to slip on. And if you ever see them in real life, those things are slippery. So
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
be safe out there.
You're good.
What the? Apparently he
Now they
see
can
me when I
plant the
can see
converter
him.
basically for free. There's only 2 players left on
Oh, yeah.
Shroud's team. Average Jonas being one of them.
Jonas, will he get the reveal? He does, but it's too aggro on the other side. They push into him. LMG not going to be putting enough damage out. Converter gets planted. Only 1 defender remaining, but he cancels the plant there.
135.
Wait, let's jump on him. Let's jump on him. Justin, you want to go?
Jumping.
Just needs to live for 13 seconds.
Damn it.
Good job.
Oh.
I actually think
In that scenario, I think I run away. Because there's a small chance they just chase.
There is, but you can plan while you're holding the plant. It does go into overtime. But yeah, I think prioritizing the heal and coming back later would have been better.
This is looking very rough, though.
I think Big Head's
This is the 5th. I think after this round, they switch sides, so they need to get at least 1 win out of this.
You like have to pick that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This map is traditionally known to be defender-sided as well.
We
So
might get
to
Blade
see the
Master
attackers
So,
pick up
I
4
saw
rounds in a row.
earlier, Do you have to shoot legs? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. What do you do
Yeah.
there?
Yes,
Okay.
you have to shoot their legs.
Or in the
Okay.
back? I'm
Leg,
guessing?
side, or flank.
Okay, I got it.
Do you want weak jumps or I don't?
I mean, might as well use it. It's last round.
Oh yeah, it is last round. Wait, I trolled.
That's fine. That doesn't matter. You're chilling.
Wait, Blade Master would have been strong
Okay.
for us if I banned Big Head.
Is really, really good for the defenders because it means that they can't get overwhelmed.
I like a beat. You want me to split long, maybe?
So with return to center, if any of the attackers get shot once, they'll go back to spawn instantly. So what this means for the defenders is that all they have to really do is worry about holding that damage for the initial fight, getting everyone returned, and you play off that info to push up and take more space.
He was opping B door in the first round.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of. Oh, here comes this. Oh my gosh, those pistols so useful. Big smoke being used here by TenZ.
Tight right, maybe?
Oh, the
Dodges the
echolocation. He doesn't play red light, green light correctly. He gets revealed, but he's gonna counter with his own echo.
I hit him with my poison.
Lots of exposed. He gets exposed to the smoke screen.
There's 3 rotated through spawn. 1 close right. Close right, done.
I hit him with my poison.
I'm jumping over
The Sonic Surge hits. Is it gonna get the reveal and the stun?
Wait, let's go back in. Let's go. Go.
I have 1 HP.
The return
Oh,
to
but
center
the
coming in
attackers, they
clutch.
use it in their advantage. They're gonna rotate to A while it's completely for
When we
free.
have return to sender, when we shoot them once, they get sent back to spawn.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, that's huge.
Shroud needs that health back.
Oh my gosh, the attackers have A completely free.
Ready to go. Converter planted. Ooh, what
Do we
cards
have any
will it
heals
make?
or no?
I'm so low too.
Mid flank.
Shroud's dangerously low with no real heals at this point.
I think they're all.
The health pack really only gave him 20 extra health.
Jason maybe. Justin.
It's just Shroud. It's Shroud versus the world with 28 health.
I'm scanning.
Left side all. I don't even know what's called.
Oh, but he takes out Justin. Okay, that felt a little personal. What he could do. Oh, the Sonic Surge. He dodges the extra reveal and stun though, but the paparazzi's gonna tell everybody that he's on that left side of the door.
Oh, dude.
TenZ goes for the knife.
TenZ, he's a showman when it comes to this.
We knew it was happening. We knew it was gonna happen.
You can ban a card. Which card do you
The sides are now switched, right? So we're now in the opposite. Let's see if this really is defender sided and or offender sided, I guess, because technically TenZ was on offense the whole time.
Yeah, the offense was won every single round. This is match point. All TenZ team has to do is win one defense round.
pick cards, and your cards and their cards fight?
Yeah, it's match point. So we might get 6-0 here, but we might not.
Oh, no. There's
It's a good way to look at that, Shroud. That is also just factual. Yeah, having a pathogen in your team seems really good. So now they got Obi-Wan Coyote on the pathogen.
No.
We see an Axon finally come out. Velion on Axon.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if Velion can pop off with that.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll see if Mission Bound comes through here. Oh, no. They only got equalized. They should have spent every point given the fact this could be the last round. But we'll see. We'll see if it plays off. The defenders have quick defuse, meaning that it only takes 3.5 seconds to defuse the converter. That is a huge
I mean, let's just try to
card.
go B. You two can go up through.
So Shroud is actually no longer on Sonar and is instead choosing Corona. Corona makes a ton of sense here. Corona's has that flash ability with his body, and it just feels like a character that plays more to his strengths of being more of a background from CS.
Absolutely. We'll see if Shroud saw my videos. See if he learns the Corona tips. Let's see if he's gonna get the tech down.
The angles first. There we go.
He's close right.
I'm happy to be bait.
Average Jonas opens up with a pick. That's huge. Here comes the flash. Is he gonna hit it? He does.
Oh, that's a big hit
Perfect
too.
flash.
And gets cat gun. He
Well,
might
he's
even
sitting
get
inside the
heal here.
molly. He's down. He's only at 4 HP. He goes down.
Jonas is flanking him right now.
Average Jonas has a flank though. Huge flank. It's a double. They won. Shroud's team. They stay in the running.
Oh, that is so great. See, they can bleed. It's possible.
Offensive side. That's why.
That was dope.
Choose a card and I'll.
Oh man, you know what the crazy part is though? If it gets, if they do win 5, isn't the final round a duel?
It is. So if Shroud's team wins every round here.
Do we get aggro? Or just passive.
Oh, they're going
The
for louder,
Ricochet.
faster.
Ricochet's so fun. You should just
Oh
do
my God,
Ricochet
Ricochet?
because
Oh my
Everyone buy
goodness.
LMGs.
This is what Rain Day was hoping for. The team with Average Jonas
What's the
has the card where if you
I like the
scream
one
into
on the
your
bottom,
mic,
the
you
My
run
Way.
faster.
The Ghost Pepper one has to like charge up. so if
no,
you,
I
like, someone
cannot
beats you, it's
wait.
kinda
We got to
hard.
hear the comms of that.
Okay.
This is solid. Let them hear you be so fun. Okay, so they're gonna be rushing something while screaming into their mics. So
You gotta pick stuff.
He's not wrong.
I think the last one.
yeah,
I think we
that's
ran
how
out of
that
points.
works.
yeah, we
I love
ran out
this
of
card.
the points.
Until
I didn't realize
it's
there's like an
3 a.m.
economy with it.
Then I don't like that card.
Yeah, you can save it. You don't always have to use it all. I think.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is just up your gain on your mic, and then you can just whisper.
Dude, it's not loud enough. We gotta scream. We gotta scream. We're rushing it. We're rushing it. Okay. Everybody ready? Here. Scream, scream, scream.
I just know that Jonas is gonna get through. He's gonna get that cap.
Scream. Let's go. I'm holding. I'm flashing. I'm charging. I'm charging. I'm charging. I'm charging.
Shroud died immediately, screaming into the night. There goes Average Jonas with the first pick.
Oh,
Dies
did he
for
get
it though.
traded? Oh no. And that's it. TenZ team. They knew exactly what was happening. They were prepared for the rush. And Team TenZ takes map 1.
I can just imagine what their POV was. They were just screaming
just
and rushed
yelling,
it.
bro. They're
Yeah. That card is too funny.
Oh God. That was amazing. That was amazing. I have to give it to you, FragPunk. That was one of the funniest moments from design to execution that perfectly has paid off. Congratulations, whoever had the idea for that card. That was magic, man. And I also have the question, how loud do you have to yell to get it to full speed? Because they could barely crack 50%. I was like, how do you get it to the higher bar? What do you do? Oh my gosh. That was a nice little cherry on top. What might have been an overcooked cake on Shroud's side. So at least a little something to enjoy. For TenZ though, they are super happy about it. One game under the belt. We'll break that down in a little bit, guys, as we get ready for game 2 and digest game 1. But right now, it's time for our State Farm Spotlight, where we shine a bright light on something special from today's action. It could have been that, but we already decided before we made this segment. Chat, earlier in the show, you selected Nuke. TenZ shows Shroud the power of shard cards for this segment. And now it's time to light it up.
My head got ripped off.
Oh yeah,
Guys,
the best
this
part
is the
about
moment.
This is the part where Shroud had no idea.
Discovering cards already.
No
This
way.
is it.
Trade. Nice.
So funny. And it was after he died
What
as well,
happened?
so it's just
How did you just
in
kill
his
4
way.
people?
Nuke.
What did you do?
What did you do? A lot of moments like that seem to be happening. And I will tell you what, this Twitch Rivals has had plenty of those memorable moments, but a huge shout out to State Farm. Before we get back to the gameplay, let's shine one more quick light on our friends at State Farm. Whether in game or in real life, State Farm is on your level. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Wow. I mean, guys, okay, let's break it down. From the yelling, into the win, I feel like I watched, the end of like 310 to Humor or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. They're just, totally overwhelmed, but they yell and they give it their best fight. It was a tough battle for Shroud, but it was a great showcase of the prowess of TenZ team, the coordination. They are really playing like a well-oiled machine, Artie, and it's great to see them showcase a lot of what FragPunk has to offer.
100%. We kept talking about it as far as like throughout the day, how much in-depth mechanics this game has to offer. And TenZ, their whole team, the entire time was talking about the cards, talking about figuring out how to use the cards, talking about, hey, if we're using the melon runs, we can put them behind us and we can figure out how to make them, block this whole thing off. And, even when the other team was picking cards, hey, they have the louder and faster card. We just are gonna prepare for their approach, right? TenZ using 110% of his brain to make sure they could counter anything being thrown at them.
Yeah, and Macro, it made for, you know, a great showcase of all the intricacies of it as well. I mean, you know, this is a matchup that you could tell is tough on some ways for Shroud, who's so used to winning and so used to being in a dominant position. But it's also really showing how, you know, you could be down and out in a ranked game. You could be down and out in a casual game, but you could still make decisions, whether it's cards, whether it's switching sides, that give you a chance to come back into it. And it's nice that they were able to at least get that one victory towards the end.
Yeah, that one victory definitely made it feel like it just was possible. You know, they saw that TenZ could bleed. So maybe this next upcoming game, they'll change their strat going in. There were a couple times during that match that things that we thought would happen did happen. For example, they bought the ability to put traps down. Most of them didn't put them down because they're like, oh, yeah, we had that option. So hopefully they lock in and they read their cards and pay attention. So let's just see what happens this time around.
That's right, guys. It is the last game, potentially, if TenZ takes this one before we close it out and he wins day one. We'll see if Shroud can respond and force a game 3. So, already Macro, take it away.
Alrighty, let's see the cards.
Choose a card and I'll
Oh, I love Sprint Fire.
Fire doesn't interrupt sprinting. Oh,
Sprint Fire is underrated.
And then do full SMG, you know?
That
Also,
actually
like,
makes sense.
You want to try it?
in card form.
Okay,
If we're attack, yeah, I'm not
clone
sure.
tech is
Are we
very
attack or
useful,
defense?
but it doesn't necessarily
we are
feel
attacking.
worth your shards, like having two. I almost prefer the variety.
Let's try it.
100%. It's definitely, if you're setting up for a specific strat, you can do it.
Shoot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
round
whenever-
one, you'll only have 5 shard points. They're going to spend 3 on Sprint Fire, which means they might not have a lot left over for anything else.
Block A with a destructible barricade. Okay.
Okay, so who is Shroud going to play as?
We will see. And so there's another key thing, right? So a main ban, block with a destructible barrier. Keyword destructible. But we'll see how much the team, you know, cares to pay attention to that. Looks like they are planning on going to A main, but do they have the right weapons to try and destroy the barricade? SMGs might not have the right amount of bullets to get through.
And I wonder if they even realize. Oh, there's no barrier here.
1 HP, 1 HP. No way.
I killed 2. Or 1. I hit a bunch. Another one.
You probably don't know I'm in right now. Oh, I'm in a smoke or something. Dude. No. Nice.
Got it, ADS.
So close. It's all up to Velion. Can he 1v2? Gets the health pack.
Oh, but it was a shard point, not a health pack.
It's even
gonna go invis. Oh, Pathogen doesn't. No! Oh, but he misses the whack stab.
Oh my god.
That backstab actually could have been it.
If you didn't know that, I had no clue. Well, I did not know how that worked.
Oh, nice job.
Velion actually almost clutched that, just missing that
and
knife
same as,
there.
Blade Master. Probably Blade Master, right?
How do we know how many shards we
Good
have? That's what I'm
ban.
not seeing.
Is explosive shot good?
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah, TenZ is so locked in with these bans.
Oh, I didn't know where it was either.
Yeah, I see it now, but
I kind of want to see explosive shot, but the hounds would be
Life
great. But they're just so it's just so
solid.
expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
Weapon or life, this
That one's
card
really good.
can be really, really crazy. So once you die, your primary weapon goes away.
I don't know how.
And then you
it works.
live
you
on
start with the
1
primary?
health.
Live on 1 HP with your pistol, but the trade-off
So
is
basically
that
your
you
weapon
have to have a
drops, like, your
pistol that you
weapon
can use.
disappears when you're
So
about
if you
to
don't
die,
have a
and you
pistol,
like 7
that's a
seconds of,
worthless
like,
card. So make sure that I think TenZ will let him know. TenZ is letting his entire team know about weapon or life.
Just drop it.
Shroud needs
Drop
to
it
let his team know what that means too.
Yep.
Just don't swap
You
your
come back
lantern
as a sort of orb. This is good. This is they have the maximum overhealth. You have to heal up to get the extra 25 HP. So they do that. They all have extra 25 HP. But yeah, that weapon or life, it could catch them off guard when TenZ's team. They come back as an orb with 1 HP and a pistol. Could get the refrag.
And then I'll go.
Yeah, and that opening round seems so winnable for Team Shroud here. So I think this is a map that Shroud may be more comfortable in. One of the original maps.
Let's see, he's got the flash ready, dashes out,
I'm waiting for
doesn't
you
get
guys to
anybody.
Hopefully come up and split with the wall.
Yeah, we will.
close left or the thing on the wall.
One's main, 1 HP.
That's the thing. Sometimes you gotta use that Warzone ability to actually give yourself that damage reduction. It's not just a molly on Corona. You get damage reduction and a speed boost if you're standing in your ring of fire. So one of those things where not enough time with the game, you can't learn it all.
I'm posting up with the sniper, looking for a pick.
And Karpeki on the hollow point, getting some picks from a distance.
What just happened to me? What? This guy close right here.
Average Jonas gets taken down by TenZ.
Around the corner. I'm gonna flash you. I'm flashing it around you.
Right, to the right.
Oh, I flashed us.
It's a 4v1.
Big
They're all
flash.
so low though. Not low enough.
TenZ's team didn't even need to use the
I don't know
the
what's
weapon
up.
or life.
That's for sure.
Yeah, kind of figured that might happen, but it's okay. Shroud's team can still bounce back here.
We did something, chat.
We should. Yeah, I was gonna say that one is crazy.
I got a kill,
Yeah, that one's tough.
and I kind of was starting to get
I'm gonna
away.
go sonar this time.
That's the best thing I've done this whole
If we
time.
can get the bomb down.
Yeah.
We'll let Captain Shroud choose our little cards for us, and we'll go in there and try to deal just a tiny bit of damage. It's the best we can do.
Since we have that timer thing.
Distract a little bit,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm thinking we all get a smoke grenade. Smoke size increase. We all get a smoke secondary.
Okay.
And we just spam smokes and just plant instantly, and then we only have 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that strat.
Now he's cooking.
He's
now you're
cooking.
thinking with shard
Honestly,
cards.
We go B because A is so loud. Like you could just, they could hear you coming from a mile away. So come.
Okay.
Shroud finally putting the leadership
come B. We're just
role,
gonna
taking it
sprint up, and then
seriously,
we're gonna
realizing,
peek the
wait a minute,
corner
this is
at
not
the main corner,
unwinnable.
and then we're just
These
gonna
last couple, like that last round, maybe not so much, but that first round, they had it in the bag. Just requires a little bit of thinking.
There you go.
Throwing the smoke with a secondary, right?
Yeah, secondary.
Yeah, you right click.
Just lob some smokes here.
Well, let me get a sonar down super quick.
Just shoot whatever you got. Shoot whatever you got. We're just gonna plant it.
Okay.
I don't know what my E does, but I'm gonna throw it.
Oh, dude, I just spawned in front of 3 of them.
And Jake died immediately, just teleporting in.
All right, but Inverter going in, only 30 seconds that they have to hold this thanks to efficient conversion. Look at the damage that Shroud is outputting right now. The super jump being countered, but the Warzone gets pushed.
No, it was so close. Damn, almost.
Nice slip though.
Just
That's
wasn't
crazy.
enough.
The bomb time is already at 10 seconds.
That is crazy.
They just had to hold it for a little bit longer.
My face and I dropped my gun on the ground, and I had a pistol, and that was
That's
it.
super jump. The
That's
super
right,
jump,
right?
it hits you.
They had the super high jump thing, so Tyson jumped.
Yeah, Velion is just so locked in
It can go
on
through,
the
it can go
weapons.
through like walls and
Here we
shit.
go
It's just,
though.
like,
ISIS
slow,
point of view, we're gonna see.
constant damage.
Yeah, so you can have like just like an area that's like constantly getting hit by the scythe, and it's just broken. Cheetah?
Sure.
And
Cheetah sounds nice.
maybe weapon enhance?
Ooh. What does that even do? What is enhancing weapon?
It gives you a better weapon. Like your guns become better. So
Your Twin Descender on attack must be really good, actually.
here, so if everyone looks at their shop right now, you can see what weapon is free and what one has like the glowing icon, and that's the better version. So right now, the Fever does more
TenZ
damage.
doing
like,
his best to explain everything to his team. It's just so useful to have.
That's what I was saying
And it
in
doesn't
the
count towards
interview
a
during
death
the
charge.
draft, asking how much
Yeah.
you're going to try to explain to your
Oh, very
team.
cool.
And I think Shroud kind
I'm
of
feeling very
realized
pushy
after
this
that
time.
first game,
Yeah,
he's
I
got
think
to
you're
do a
gonna
little
need
more
to.
heavy lifting on that front.
I hear B. I hear pretty heavy
Yep,
B.
you're right.
Oh
Yep.
my god, I'm 1 HP.
one mid.
Yeah.
They have return to sender, right?
Yeah, I guess it's back to spawn.
You hear them up?
I hear them. I hear them. Oh my god.
This team
stairs.
is just
Can you
so
throw a heal,
locked in.
maybe?
Good
Oh.
comms.
Yeah, where are you? Oh,
Right here, right.
oh my god!
never
I just got fucking.
They're coming
Oh.
up. Yeah, you got teleported.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm
The
coming to you.
return
I got you.
descender.
There you go.
Yeah, they're coming up.
Tundra Descender is such a fun
If they're stuck there.
shard card.
Oh, he didn't get the kidnap. Spider kidnap missed.
I see knife one.
Oh no, he hit.
Teleport
It
someone
got
else in,
him.
Like the right corner.
Throwing.
They have
Scan.
to defuse. Still 4 attackers left on post plant right now. He said trying to make up, but there's Shroud around the corner. Justin gets the trade.
I didn't mean to hit that button.
Just hold. Play safe. Nice.
Oh, the smokes.
Ooh, let him peek you.
helping out.
Let him peek you. Yeah. On a try.
Jake with the shotgun as well.
Keep holding it.
Shooting through the smoke here.
And there it is. They have it.
Well done, Jonas.
There's the plant.
We'll take it.
And that's one round to Shroud.
Good job.
Nice. They needed that.
made
It's a
that a
big
lot
morale
easier,
booster
'cause
more than
I gotta
anything.
tell you,
Obviously,
it's a lot
it's one step towards your goal. The goal at this point is, can we get to the third match? Not even necessarily winning the whole thing, you know?
Oh, I want map 3. I want map 3 so bad.
There's some really good choices here. I love Lucky Bullets. It just randomly wins you fights for no reason. But Bio Warrior, respawn as a zombie once, is so chaotic. I hope they choose it.
Oh, yeah. It's great. You respawn as a zombie with 50 HP. And they get it. Yes. It's so good.
Yeah, it's super
Even if you can't do melee damage, you're still active as some way to scan the entire game, right? You can scan around the map, get info.
Okay, interesting.
They're picking cards? No way.
Mini mags.
All right, the deck is set.
Reducing the enemy mag size, it's going to be noticeable. They've been playing with a lot of these weapons that they've been using this whole time, thinking that they have the right amount of ammo. I don't know where they have to reload. It's going to be so rough.
And mini mags also does a lot to the util pistols.
We had that smoke wall thing. What if
Smart of Average Jonas actually to use an LMG during the mini mags. Use a weapon that has so much ammo anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Might be the strat here to try to counter it.
I like it.
The big brain. They have multiple converters as well. They're sending one down mid, one down B main. Jonas seems to be taking as much space on B main intentionally. Try to get them to think that the plan is B.
85 and I died.
They pushed.
Yeah, one person pushed me. It hit 85.
You're a zombie, Jake. You're a zombie. You can
You're a zombie. Yeah,
you can eat him.
we have the zombie card. Yeah.
Can I just sit here for a bit, or is there timer on this?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, I'm just gonna chill.
No timer on the card. You can stay up as long as the match lasts.
Is there anyone peeking here?
Yeah, hide in a corner is the best way to do it.
Run in. Just go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get in there.
Jake should be going in, distracting, being the way they are.
No, come left.
Come this way. Yeah,
Daddy Shroud will do
this
whatever
way.
you want.
Yeah.
Just get all the info you can. Oh, there's.
No, there's. So
Oh, and also he's running through the traps too. That works.
That's fine.
I can put Sword Art down.
Go up, zombie.
On the right?
Around the corner to the right.
Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, here we go.
Go get him.
Oh, big expose.
Sniper, he missed.
Let's see. Oh, he hasn't removed the scan. It's like a cipher dart. You have to pull it out. He's wall hacked the whole time, but Shroud picks up one. Oh.
The spider, though, kind of traps him a little bit there. He's a zombie now.
Yeah. You left click. Come.
2 zombies. And remember, the zombies can plant the converter as well. So Shroud, even though he's zombie, he has the ability to get that converter down on A site here. He pops the fadeaway, but he's not inside of his invisibility just yet. He has to clear that drone. He's in the fadeaway, but there's the knife. Okay. Doesn't work out, though.
You're still up.
He's still a zombie. You're still a zombie, Valion. You could win it all as a zombie.
Everyone keeps forgetting. Oh, the zombie. I get him.
Oh my gosh, I thought we won. Bro, I thought we won.
TenZ completely forgot.
Bro, I was already reading chat.
Bro, I heard you killed this guy and I thought you won. And then after I turned to a zombie.
I heard the pentakill and that was it.
Sorry. It's fine.
I guess the converter one.
I love full firepower as well. It's
That's
just
too
so
funny.
dumb, but you just put it in an LMG, have 1,000 shots, and just go for it. That one could be a ton of fun if you just want to showcase
Think about that.
craziness.
Absolutely.
shotgun.
Now they swap sides, so TenZ is attacking now.
Smoke off mid every
Power is
round.
nice.
Let's see if Shroud's team can lock it down on the defense. I think that they'll have a good time. So they have Inherit the Wind, so that means that every single ability that they have an extra. So if you're gonna play Corona, now you have 3 of all the abilities. If you're playing Sonar, you've got 3 of all the abilities. That is a huge opportunity, especially on defense.
I don't think so.
I think they can just hit.
Interesting.
That'd be
So
interesting.
now going to be walking in on
I'm gonna
attack.
smoke off
TenZ
mid
last time
every
on
round, by the
offense,
way.
really dominant
Do you wanna
here.
go to the
So
Misty site?
I mean, they've just been dominant this entire tournament. So we'll see if they can cleanly get 2 wins, or if this is a more defender-heavy type of map, and Shroud can try and defend it up.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it.
Here comes the smokes, though.
Smoke in mid.
Yeah, they're guarding A.
Big information. Misty
If
B
you wanna
site
walk,
now.
you hold alt, by the way.
Oh, it's alt.
Yeah,
Hollow Point has a big
just death
advantage
ball right
here.
in the Misty site.
I can throw one more. I can throw my wall.
Hollow Point's rifle scans when you're ADS, and you can see them. Your rifle can see them through the
We just
mist
death ball.
before you can. So let's see if we're gonna see any of that strat coming through right now. Good traps coming out from
I set up
Spider.
a TP for you so you can like teleport back to the
One crate. One crate.
TenZ did say he would bring out the Spider, and his Spider gameplay has been so solid so far.
Oh yeah, top tier.
Okay.
Alright, good luck,
Nitro
guys.
getting tons of
Good luck,
info.
guys.
The turret's set up as well to make sure that they know if there's a flank.
Just 30 more
I'm like
seconds
playing
to protect the
Valorant. I'm bringing
converter.
bomb.
Yep.
You tapped
They're
it.
down players, but it doesn't seem to matter because 20 seconds is not that much time.
TenZ cleared
Push
2.
main.
They were holding the converter.
Side left.
But let's see TenZ triple kill.
145, 143.
Got him.
Nice.
2v2, 2v1. One more defender left. We got 5 seconds to get it. Takes 7 seconds to defuse. I don't know if they're gonna get it. Nope. No way.
And that's basically guaranteed because of that. Can he at least save some of his stuff, some of his util?
You can save the
Keeps the
rifle.
sniper.
Just be off the defuse.
And now this is potentially the last round, and potentially the last match.
Are they playing the guy that
Can Shroud come back?
That was me.
Or will be it?
I was at 80%. I was at 80%.
It just ripped you out.
Yeah, it just ripped me.
Ben. I guess we ban
Match point. It's 5-1
ban
again.
stand-up straight.
Shroud's team finds themselves up against a
and
wall.
then we'll get Turtle back and security check and parting flash. Or A
Yeah, having
sites.
somebody
TenZ
go
just getting
backwards in
everything
front of
because
you
at this
to
point they can just win
stop
right
all
here
the
and right
shots.
now.
Okay, wait. Should we do? Should
Oh,
we
yeah.
do SWAT team? One person in front, just.
But remember, when you
crouch
do
and,
click on the card, it hovers over. Did the other
Yeah,
team
yeah. We
notice
all stand
what
back. It's like a
cards
SWAT
they were
team.
hovering?
I'm down.
They might have.
exposes all your enemies.
Okay, headache vision is good for the defenders. So if any headshots get landed on the defenders, every single attacker
Turtle back.
gets exposed.
I'm making a Misty, so you could play close with like a shotty or something. If somebody wants to play close with a shotgun.
Oh, but security check is going to make it really hard to play on A, even with the Misty. All the defenders, if they're standing within 2 meters of a door, they're going to get revealed just like that. You can see where they're at.
Look, because he's doing security check. He's going in and out of a door.
Oh. Wait, that's insane.
Yeah, that's a really broken ability that they
Free
can have
info?
here. And,
Alright, go
and the crazy part is, I'm pretty confident most of Shroud's teammates don't realize it.
They don't realize why they're being revealed.
Follow the lead.
So that Missy A site, they can go
Like a
in.
wall through,
And
wanna pop.
check it out with the turtle back. Cat knows, Cat Gun knows to go in with your back first because the turtle is invincible.
Yeah, I hear that.
This is so huge. Could also go in with the drone though.
Ooh, there's some bombs on the site. Watch out.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
one
you're
first
scanned.
site.
Fully revealed in the smoke. That's gonna mean Cat Gun goes down.
Oh heck no.
Cat Gun, a noble sacrifice there. Using the turtle back to try to be a little bit of a shield to the team.
Oh,
I'm
Security
down.
check gonna find Kismet out in short, but there's Hollow Point as well. Zephyr on the site gets revealed.
Wait, can someone else
Backs
plant?
away.
I don't.
I have it. I'm planting.
Good idea for TenZ, but oh, but you can't backstab with the turtle back. So Zephyr not gonna be able to find anything. The Sonic Surge gonna hit onto Average Jonas, and he gets exposed and stunned in the mist. This could be detrimental. They have to try to make their way in. Becky takes out Jonas.
Backside low.
There goes Justin.
Probably like 20 HP.
3-on-2 situation here.
I'm going backwards.
Very difficult here. It's looking pretty good for TenZ. Only one and the only one left. Yeah. Wins with a solid 6-1. 6-1 twice in a row.
I literally was following you.
in on you too.
Wow.
Is it anyone
An
else's screen? Is it just
absolute
the one?
stomp today.
Okay.
This is setting up a great narrative to continue tomorrow, fellas. This was certainly TenZ's day. He got the job done. He was dominant across the free-for-alls, dominant here in the picking of the draft, and obviously the show matches that followed, and that best of three turned into a very quick 2-0. We'll have to find out how Shroud feels about it, because he's still got another day of the FragPunk Launch Showdown to go head-to-head with TenZ and some new competitors tomorrow that are going to change it all up. But we'll find out how day one ends right after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to select the winner of the State Farm Golden Khakis Award and to give a quick thanks to our good neighbors at State Farm, an official supporter of Twitch Rivals. Early in the show, you selected today's Golden Khaki Award category as the most positive neighbor. Now, here are today's nominees.
Together, let us infect the world.
So now it's literally FFA. Oh,
all right. I mean, we got the first kill of the day, guys. That set up, obviously, the competition getting going as it was on TenZ. Maybe Shroud's most memorable moment. This one was a pretty fun one as well, though, because Cat Gun, who's turtlebacking just a few seconds ago, got that final kill. That was
huge. That's a big clutch, too, for the 199. Like, it was so close.
I love the way that she was participating today. She was super impactful. You could tell the Rainbow Six experience Already TenZ, getting that revenge in Duel. He really dominated here in this one. This was the final moment just to put the icing on the cake.
Just whipping out the knife. He had 4 extra lives. He basically didn't have to worry about this. This is just
this
him
is
flexing.
so much fun. He knew exactly what he wanted to do.
The extra scan as if he didn't know where Shroud was in that little corner of a map. And finally, I mean, maybe my favorite one, I gotta say.
The screaming.
Yep, the scream to win.
Just screaming into their deaths. It gives me Attack on Titan energy, if you know you know.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah, man.
Do not go quietly into the night. And they didn't go quietly.
There was something,
exactly what it was like.
Nice try.
Something very guttural about that one. It got me pumped up for sure, even though they all immediately died right away. That was unfortunate. But those are the finalists. It's time to jump into the poll and decide who is today's Golden Khakis trophy winner. Chat, go ahead and vote. It's live right now. But Artie, who takes the win for you in this lineup of clips?
It's got to be the screaming clip. It's got to be the screaming clip. Now, I will say, I was really hoping to see Average Jonas give it his all, give it that opera singer all, but I'm very satisfied with the amount that they gave to it.
Macro, are we going scream to win?
I think the scream to win is just way too funny. I kind of wish the nominee was actually all 5. If they could have like compiled all 5 of them into like one screen of just their faces, I think that image would have been the funniest and best way to like promo the game, FragPunk. I think like this is so funny.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a game mechanic, it wasn't just like, guys, let's just give it our last run. Let's give it our final effort. We're losing, let's just jump in there. It's like, that's a part of the game. I loved it. And chat, we'll see if you loved it as well. The results are ready. So a big congratulations to our winner, and we can reveal that it is Duel Master. TenZ gets revenge on Shroud. Wow, not expecting that, but I mean, it does kind of go with the theme of the day, guys.
It's valid. It's valid. 100%.
Wow. Well, congratulations to TenZ and getting that one. He is our most positive neighbor winner. And of course, a big winner overall in day 1 of our FragPunk Showdown. Remember, whether in game or in real life, State Farm is on your level. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I mean, there aren't a lot of words to describe the way the competition flowed, except for TenZ really showcased how much experience he had, picked a great team to execute as well, and they had phenomenal chemistry. There really wasn't anything that you felt held them back, Artie, in this showcase. But it was overall a game that was competitive through and through. It had moments where things could have gone differently, where it balanced on a knife's edge, and yet still TenZ found a way. And I think that just goes to show that this is a game with such depth and mastery potential that while there is randomness, the players who really have that experience are oftentimes going to come out on top.
Exactly. There are so many in-depth mechanics that you can take advantage of, and it really does represent that, FragPunk, it gives the advantage to the players that are using all of their brain at every given time. You have to always remember what shard cards are in play. If you just forget, hey, the shard card's active, you find yourself on a site that is absolutely overpowered, and there's nothing you can do to get in there. And there were moments of clarity for Shroud's team where they realized, hey, this is how we can come back. This is how we can get an advantage. But at the end of the day, everyone on TenZ's team, they were all thinking a little more actively.
Certainly, Macro, problem solving is a part of any competitive game now, but I love games that give you the opportunity to solve those problems in different ways. Feels like FragPunk gave us 3, 4, 5 different ways each round for a team to go about it. And, obviously TenZ found that right way more often than not, but just seeing the opportunity for different plays, different outplays, I mean, it was pretty spectacular and a great...
The whole new different team.
Yeah, and that is also going to determine the drafts and who shows themselves. We really did have a standout in Konpeki, who was a strong first place. Everyone else, although being good and really solid FPS players, just were in a little bit of a different league as far as output from him. So him and TenZ on the same team definitely spelled a rough patch for them. But of course, congratulations to TenZ and the winning team here in day number 1. You got to give it up to them. It was Konpeki, Justin, Catgun, and Isa, who I hope called her mom back. We said we'd remind her. We haven't had a chance to do that yet. But we do hope that occurs at some point. A fun one overall. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it in the chat too. I was seeing a lot of the comments talking about, Spider and Nitro and some of the characters you felt were impactful in the meta. So you've been engaging, you've been watching, you've been laughing alongside with us as well. And now it's time to culminate this with a little bit of chat with our winners. Yes, it should be time for a winners interview. I think we have not only TenZ, but the entire squad, winning squad with him. TenZ, Isa, Konpeki, Catgun, Justin. Congrats, guys, on the win. How you feeling?
Thanks.
Great.
Good.
We have all of you on here. We've laughed at many moments. Isa, I'd be remiss to say, you mentioned your mom called you. You couldn't call her back. Call her back. It was a reminder. We said we'd do it for you on broadcast. Justin, Shroud didn't watch.
Tell her I won. Twitch rivals.
There's been so many moments you guys provided. I'm going to narrow my question down. Cat, Justin, TenZ, it's been great to see you guys play. To Konpeki, who really was, someone who I think stood out, from a efficacy standpoint early on. It was very noticeable.
Very happy I played well overall. And so yeah, in the end, for sure. I mean, I got carried at the end, don't get me wrong. Like in the whole entire team event at the end, I honestly, I got carried. So either way, but the team definitely was very good.
You didn't get amazing. Yeah, I mean, every one of you showed up exactly when you needed to.
You did your part, buddy.
So
remember that.
It was great. What I want to ask now, I can kind of throw this out to everybody, but I want to ask, like, how much of FragPunk do you think is won by raw aim? Like, how much is abilities and team comp? How much is shard cards? Like, where would you put that percentage as far as, like, what is the most important thing that you got to focus on if you really want to win?
TenZ, you got that?
Yeah, I can answer this one. I think knowing what all the Lancers do in the first place is a really important thing. Like, there's like certain things, like a lot of people don't know that like when Sonar uses the echolocation, you actually cannot move, and if you stand still, that's how you dodge it. But that means you can like move in between the pulses and stuff. So that's kind of like more like information that like you just know from playing the game a lot more. And then also like knowledge of shard cards. Like there's a lot of other shard cards like. For example, like barrier destruction, like if you don't know what that does, you can get surprised right off spawn. So I do think like Lancer knowledge is really important, but also like shard card knowledge is just as important as well.
So I know we asked our chat. Oh, sorry. Did anyone else want to respond? I didn't think so. So I knew we asked our chat.
You got it.
Yeah, you guys got it. You did great. We asked our chat earlier what their favorite moment was during this entire Twitch Rivals event. But was there a really great moment that you guys had as a team where it was just like really exciting? You felt like you guys locked in and it clicked. Did that ever happen?
Isa scaring me with screaming. That was great.
Sorry. Yeah, I have like a really like guttural fear response. Like I scream like really loud, and it spooked Cat a little bit.
That's a great moment right there. And that
shout out to the turtle strat.
Oh yeah, we saw.
Yeah.
So Kat, we saw you go in backwards with being like the wall, and it worked out. You guys were able to plant on the site, but like, whose plan was that to go in and just do that?
I think overall we just were like, let's go in as a Riot team and like Riot strike this, and I was like, yeah, sacrifice, let's do it. So it's just really fun because that's the whole point of the cards, right? Normally it's just a shooter to shooter kind of game, but once you have the cards involved, it changes up your strats, and that's the fun part.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on the first ever phalanx position play in FragPunk. That was hilarious.
That's right. Well, it's been awesome to see you guys perform so well. Justin, you may need to send, a DM or a text to Shroud, say, hey man, I know I was open micing. That's why you said you didn't pick me, but I got the win anyway. So at the end of the day, maybe you made the wrong choice. Give him some friendly banner. TenZ, I know you're going to see him tomorrow as well, because you've got another day of this. So we'll see if you can do magic twice, but overall, you've got the first half down right. Congratulations to you and the rest of the team. Guys, you're phenomenal. Super fun to watch. And good luck next time. We won't see you tomorrow for most of you, but TenZ, will see you there. And congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, by the way.
All right. Yeah, you know, it's always a great thing to thank people for having this. All the people behind the scenes, you know, from Geek Lounge to Twitch Rivals and everyone involved on the FragPunk team and dev team, all the casters, obviously you guys, Artie and Macro, phenomenal job today. Everyone serves a role to put this all together, and it's brought a great showcase out overall. Of a game that brings some of the traditional elements of a hero shooter, and it brings those elements of a tactical shooter, and it flips them on their head with the cards. And I think that's always going to be something that gamers are ready to experience, guys. It's just awesome to see that on Showcase. And we've got a whole nother day tomorrow, which is even more exciting. So, Artie, I know you'll be there. Macro, I know you'll be there as well. It's going to be a blast, and we're only halfway through.
So excited. I mean, I really think it was eye-opening for Shroud, who usually gets the W's handed to him. But, you know, with this game, TenZ is enjoying FragPunk, and I think that means that he's able to bring a little bit more to it. So we'll hope Shroud does his homework for tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully Shroud. I mean, we saw it. He owns all the characters now. He owns all the Lancers. Now it's time to learn it all, because tomorrow, I mean, if Shroud locks in, could be a whole different day. Could be a whole different day.
But I cannot wait. You got to get there as well. We're starting a little earlier tomorrow, too, so stay tuned for that. But as we wrap up day one of our FragPunk Launch Showdown featuring Shroud and TenZ, it's time for a special version of a Twitch Rivals raid that we call Raid Launcher. The Raid Launcher will randomly select one channel from all of today's participants who are still live. So stay live right now if you've been streaming. And then once we have a winner, we'll send all of you alongside 25 gifted subs to the Lucky Streamers channel. So let's see who it's going to be.
Who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be?
I mean, what is it? 1 out of 10? You got a 10% chance here?
It's a pretty high
you
chance.
Calling it? Going 2 for 2?
Yeah, you call it, Artie.
Let's see. I don't know. I can't call it yet, but it's Cat. It's Cat. That's awesome. Amazing.
Congratulations to Cat Gun. She's going to get the 25 gifted subs and close out the day. So stay tuned with her. Artie, final thoughts here as we wrap up day one and head into day two.
It was amazing. I was so surprised by some of the talent that these players were able to bring out here. FragPunk is such an in-depth game, and these players showed it off well.
Macro, it's been amazing, man. Any last thoughts?
This game is super unique, and it has a really bright future. I think this really did showcase a lot of the highlights and best parts of what makes FragPunk so special.
Well, thank you guys for watching. My name's been Rain Day. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you on day two. And remember to never give up, never stop gaming. And we'll see you for more Twitch Rivals then.
Bye, chat.
Butterbeer, and it tastes like a really nice butterscotchy type cracker. It's like a better Teddy Graham. We got some. Oh God, hi. Thank you. Was it the cat? Are they hosting me because of the cat? Or is it because it's our partner anniversary? Let's go. Ah, fuck it. Let's hang out for another hour. Let's go. Let's play some FragPunk. If any of my people want to join, I don't know if Brutus is around or Jump wants to play. But if you guys want to play, let me know. Hi guys, thank you. Welcome. I hope you liked my cat. Shout out to TenZ. Man's a carrot. Dude is insane. Oh my God, let's go. 25 gifted? Let's go. Thank you. You guys give too much. Oh, see, it was all a setup. See, I was thanking them and saying the biggest shout out to them. They heard me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. As well as Twitch Rivals hosting it. I'm good. Yeah, my dad, he's